Today's episode comes to you from the Blue Chew Studio. When you buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, you get the third for free with the promo code WRESTLE. You'll also receive an additional 10% off plus free overnight shipping on your first order at BlueChew.com.
Welcome to Something To Wrestle With.
Something to wrestle with.
Bruce Prichard.
Well, you know.
That's not a rib.
No, yeah, but
There's no box of gimmicks.
rumor and innuendo.
I don't deal in rumor and innuendo. And was he there? I was there. I don't give a shit.
Welcome to Something To Wrestle With.
Something to wrestle
Something
with.
to wrestle with.
Something to wrestle with. Bruce Prichard. Conrad, the mortgage guy, and you're listening to Something to Wrestle with. John Layfield. John, what's going on, man? How are you?
Not too much, Conrad. Bradshaw 316 says I still stole your fucking podcast.
Well, all right.
Oh, yeah, I did. Stole it. Mine. All mine.
We greatly appreciate
And
you.
somehow
guys
I got
joining
Dave
us.
Silva with it. I didn't mean to steal him, too, but I got him. I own him now.
Well, you also owned an idea that is going to live in wrestling infamy. Stay tuned, folks. Later today, we're going to be talking all about Big Man Tater. I can't believe this is a real thing. But in the meantime, let's talk about some good news. Good old JR has kicked out yet again. Rumors of his demise has been greatly exaggerated. He went in for a very successful surgery on Wednesday morning to put a shunt in his brain. He had some excess fluid that he needed to get drained off of there, and he's been battling this sort of, I guess we'd call it fog for a while now. I'm just so glad they finally got this sorted out. I've heard from a lot of our listeners who say that this surgery is not that big of a deal. But anytime, you know, a friend of yours, especially one who's over the age of 70, goes under anesthesia, I'm like, oh man, I sure am pulling for him. I was delighted to hear the great news. Good old JR is with us. And as folks are listening, he's supposed to be headed home today. How remarkable is that, John? 2 days after brain surgery, he's
That's
strutting
great
out home.
news. I saw JR recently. I was with Ron, and we were wherever we were. Oh, we were at SummerSlam, WrestleCon, and JR was there with King. It was so great to see both of them. And, I love JR. I loved him ever since I've started in the business. He's done so much for me. And he came up and said he's having the brain surgery, and he stopped and he said, okay, you can make your Oklahoma brain joke now. And I said, nope, I'm going to wait to make sure you're okay first. Then I'll make the Oklahoma brain joke. So I'm really happy that JR's been a good friend of mine ever since I first met him. He's been a huge influence over me. He's done so much for me. So I'm really happy JR's good. This world's a better place with JR in it.
Roll Tide on that. Well said, my friend. Hey, since we got the good news out of the way, let's talk about some controversy. Last week, everybody was talking about paying your dues. There was some buzz around AJ Styles and his son Avery, who had his debut with GCW. And it all started with a really kind comment from Natty Neidhart. Of course, we know Natty's been doing her thing with the dungeon, her husband, TJ Wilson, and her trying to reimagine and recreate what the dungeon represented a few generations ago. But this time they're doing it in Florida. And Natty took to social to say, I was able to go to GCW yesterday and watch Avery Styles and one of our dungeon students, Marcus Mathers, wrestle, and they blew me away. They blew me away. They're so young. They have so much presence, and they just love this. They study it. They think about it. They eat, sleep, breathe, fight, scratch, claw, and want this. So after their match, I went up to Avery Styles and Marcus Mathers because Marcus was already trained with us in the dungeon. And I was like, man, Avery, I'd love to get you in the dungeon because I just love his passion. I could feel his passion pouring through his soul, and I loved it in the match. What I really liked is that he didn't win the match. It showed me, and I said this to Avery, it showed me you're willing to pay your dues, that you're not just going to come into the industry as AJ Styles' son that has to be pampered and coddled. And he wants to earn it. He wants to pay his dues. And I love that. Now, Eric Cannon, who has been an independent mainstay for a few decades, has run a phenomenal show in Minnesota for years and years. I guess he was at this show and he chimed in and he said, as someone who watched this kid skirt away from helping with a single thing at this very show, I'd like to say LOFing. AJ Styles had the dad in him come out and he couldn't help himself. He responded. And I think maybe this gave it more light. AJ said he was paid to wrestle at GCW, not to help you put up and take down the ring. That sounds like your job. You just sound like a jealous douche. Now, GCW's Brett Lauderdale, who I know you're familiar with, he actually made a statement about this too. He said, I respect Eric Cannon and I respect AJ Styles. Regardless of which side of this situation you're on, Avery Styles is a kid and he deserves the same grace that he would be afforded to any other teenager being thrown into the deep end at this early stage of his career and life. He's going to make mistakes along the way, just as all rookies in this business will. But the difference is he will be held to a higher standard because of who his dad is. And from talking to Avery personally, I'm certain he's going to learn from them all and continue to grow on this journey. Cody Rhodes couldn't help himself either. He says, Eric, my friend, no shade intended, but my outlook is Avery's 19. His father was paying his dues and making sacrifices that young man's youth that some people may not understand. When you're family holding down the fort, to simplify, he's already set up the effing chairs. And Brian Pillman Jr., who we know these days in NXT is Lexus King, I thought he had a pretty important context he could add to this. He says, as someone who's walked in this very kid's shoes, being the son of a legendary high flyer and taking to the indies for the first time, all I can say is that it is a different path than most. I was 5 matches in and promoters would fly me in, tell me to hang out at the hotel until call time, and then I'd get there and the ring would already be set up. To put it plainly, people treat you differently when you're one of us, and it's not his fault. There's a different type of baggage this boy carries, an expectation to live up to his father's greatness that most will never understand. I hadn't set up or torn down a single ring until I got to NXT, but yet I'm so glad I started because it taught me a lot about the work that goes into making the magic that is pro wrestling. I was treated like royalty by everyone in the business until I walked into NXT, and the leadership there humbled me and treated me like everyone else. I hadn't set up or tore down a single ring, just jumps off the page to me, John. But Brian would continue. It's up to the leadership on the indies to show him the way. He's putting his body on the line and he's drawing extra eyes for your show at a young age. And you want to blast him on the internet instead of talking to him in person? Well, guess what, Eric? Your treat didn't sell any more tickets for the next show, but I bet Avery Styles being on the card will because it's his birthright. This has dominated the wrestling conversation for the better part of the last week, John. The whole conversation around paying your dues. And it's not lost on me. It is fun when I see fans suggest this wrestler should pay his dues. I don't think that's our place to chime in, but you paid your dues in full a long time ago. You, unlike this conversation, are not a second generation wrestler. I understand it is a different ballgame for a Cody Rhodes or an Ashley Flair or a Brian Pillman Jr. or an Avery Styles. I'm sure you can see a little bit of this both ways, but I need to know, the internet's curious. Where are you at on this, John?
There's a lot to unpack here, and there's a lot of different angles to cover on this. First of all, I want to say AJ Styles is being a good father. He's sticking up for his son, and I don't blame him. And I love AJ. I always have. I've always got the utmost respect for him. I never met his son that I know of, unless he was a young kid, at the show one time when AJ was around. I don't remember meeting him. And I apologize to him if I did meet him and I don't remember it. I got some other things I don't remember. Apparently drugs are a wonderful thing, I guess, because that or CTE. No, but I think AJ's just sticking up for his son, and he should. Look, I paid my dues. I don't think anybody's going to argue that. I broke into the territories when, one of the last generation to break in the territories. And I've, had 1,000 matches before I got to WWE. We were back when we worked 300 nights a year. I've got 6.4 million miles on American Airlines alone. I've flown so much. I got 1 million miles on Delta. And I've traveled my whole life. I've wrestled my whole life. I've not set up that many rings. I know how to set them up. I've not set up that many. I've not been told to set up that many. It's all about communication. Back in the day, I don't know what percentage. There'd be a time where you'd have a promoter say, hey, I don't have any help. I need people to help me set up chairs. I've set up chairs in arenas. I've set up rings in arenas. I've run my own shows with James Beard. Back when I first started, I went into his business a year. And James and I were running our own shows. And, of course, we would set up the rings. We'd set up the chairs. And, I don't think I ever asked any of the boys to help me. But it's part of communication. When I go to an arena, I've helped set up all this stuff. But when I go to an arena, if I'm sitting in the back and I'm expecting to go to a match and all of a sudden a promoter says, hey, I need you to set up the chairs, I'd probably tell them where to go. tell them to fuck off and leave. I wouldn't. I mean, sorry, that's not what I'm there for. And if the promoter had said before, hey guys, listen, we need you to come to the show. I don't have any help. I need you guys to help me set up the ring. I've set up a lot of freaking rings, and need you to set up the ring, need you to set up the chairs, need you to help even the concession stand bring in some of their stuff. I'd have no issue with that. Or if I did, I wouldn't go. Now, if somebody told me that, I would have done it. I wouldn't have had an issue with that. I would have an issue with somebody if all of a sudden I get there and go, oh, by the way, need you to go out there right now and set up the chairs. Screw you. You know, and this is coming from a guy who broke into the territories. You know, it's a matter of communication is what it is. I've run shows and I've had times where I've needed guys' help, guys that need your help to bring in this or that. Guys would show up early and they would gladly do it. It's just simply a matter of communication. And what Pillman's son wrote on the internet, I think, is the most valuable piece out there. Don't do this on the internet. Why in the world are you taking the chance of burying this kid? He's a teenager, freaking getting started in the business, and you're taking the chance of burying this guy this young in his career by putting this out on the internet. If you got a problem, talk to him. If you got a real problem and you know AJ, talk to AJ. Do that offline. Don't do this shit online. That's just, I mean, that's no class whatsoever. Absolutely none. I got a real problem with that. And you know, maybe this guy was mad and lashed out. I'm not taking shots at people. I don't like doing that, but this was not handled correctly.
John, I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, and I'm not saying that it will happen, but how awesome would it be if this was how they start Avery's first storyline, and this leads to him and Eric Cannon, and they're just destroying him with chairs? I don't know. It feels like,
oh, I think that'd be great. Bring AJ in. They got so much stuff you can do with this. I'd make a storyline out of it. Hell yeah, I'd make a storyline out of it. You need interesting stuff out there. Make a storyline out of it. Let this guy who been in Wisconsin, I haven't met him, I don't believe, and let him be the heel in this whole thing. Let him make AJ's kid the babyface in this whole thing. Figure out some way for the old guys to jump at AJ's kid. Bring in AJ Styles. You know, whatever you can. I think there's money you can make with this. There's no sense in just letting this go to waste. You got the whole internet buzzing with it. I said the whole internet. You got the wrestling community buzzing with this. So do something with it. Make some money out of it. Have some fun with it.
Well, something else you can have fun with is our friends at Ultra. John and I are big believers in this product. Can't wait for you to try it. And if you've ever used nicotine in the past, I want you to know there is a cleaner alternative. I'm not even a nicotine guy, but I can tell you how much I love instant focus in a pouch. That's what I'm about. I love Ultra because I know that it's 100% nicotine free. It gives you the instant focus and energy boost that I'm looking for, but without the vasoconstriction, without the crash, without the addiction that all comes with nicotine. What instead Ultra does is they use clinically proven nootropics and adaptogens to deliver immediate focus and smooth energy that lasts an hour or two. Here's how it works. You just pop one pouch in 5 minutes before your run, your workout, your work day, whatever it is. You're going to feel sharper in your mind, and it's going to lift your energy all by the time you start just 5 minutes later. These are the perfect solution for people who are taking their health seriously, but they're still looking for that energy boost. And even if you're fasting on a diet, Ultra pouches can actually help you keep those cravings quiet, help you suppress the appetite. You're going to love it, just like John loves opening a can right by the microphone as I'm doing a read. You're going to notice a better pump during your workouts. You're going to have more energy. I can't recommend Ultra enough. I saw John using them this past weekend when we were in Atlanta. I love these. I've not talked to anybody who didn't love these. I know Jeff and Karen Jarrett, they're big believers in it now. Here's what I know. 90% of users see significant improvements in their overall focus levels. We're talking calm, steady, flow state focus, enhanced memory, smooth energy, mood balance. And they do all of this with zero nicotine and zero caffeine. There's a reason the top athletes, entrepreneurs, and engineers around the world are switching to Ultra. And they've got flavors that are good for everybody. How about cool mint? That's going to keep you crisp and refreshing. Wintergreen is icy and fresh. Tropical is more juicy and vibrant. I think that's Karen Jarrett's favorite. Watermelon is sweet and punchy, and Blue Raz is sweet and tart. Who doesn't love that? Ultra is the ultimate guilt-free pouch. delivering instant focus and mental clarity without nicotine or caffeine. And new customers can use the code WRESTLE. You'll get 15% off at takeultra.com. That's takeultra.com for 15% off with the code WRESTLE. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. So, John, now that we've paid our dues, let's talk about somebody else.
Stooging me about cans and stuff.
This is just great audio for people with headphones. I'm sure they're loving it. John is a heel in real life, boys and girls.
Hey, how about these dumbasses that are on planes that don't have headphones on?
Wait, you've seen this?
Have I seen it? I flew yesterday, and yet some dumbass was on a plane and was watching some video on Instagram or something and didn't have headphones on the whole plane. I'm like, dude, put your headphones in or eat your phone.
You know,
or people that are on their phone, like on a speakerphone. We landed, somebody was on their speakerphone talking to somebody on a fucking speakerphone. People are imbeciles.
John, you're saying that as someone who's not wearing headphones right now. You know that, right?
Yeah, but I'm in my own basement.
Okay. You know the audio.
Oh, stick up for these people. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead and stick up for these people. Go ahead and stick up for these people. I'm just going to start opening up. That's on you.
Are you irritable today?
No.
Okay.
I'm in a good mood.
This is a good mood.
Oh, yeah, that's a good mood.
Okay. Well, I know you're going to be in a good mood when it comes to the Royal Rumble. It's been made official now. The Royal Rumble is coming to Glendale, Arizona next February. This was announced by the UFC CEO, Dana White, of all people. They haven't pinned down a date yet. So I guess it could be February 6th, February 13th, February 20th. If they want to go really late, they could go February 27th. As a reminder, and I love this because I don't know how the world's going to react to this here in America. February 14th next year is the Super Bowl. And your wife probably remembers it's also Valentine's Day. Well, she's shit out of luck that day in a lot of households, I'm sure, because the Super Bowl is going to dominate February 14th. So it does make me wonder, are we going to see the Royal Rumble the day before on the 13th? Will it be the week before? Because typically there's a layoff. There's a week in between where there's no football. It feels like to me, the perfect spot to maximize your ESPN coverage, if you will, would be to be the weekend before the Super Bowl. What do you think? If you were forecasting what weekend in February it was going to be, would you pick Super Bowl weekend before, after? What would you think?
No, I picked before. Definitely. There's that lag before. That's when they always had, the NFL Hall of Fame game, the All-Star game. And, nobody wanted to watch it, because unless you're Ronnie Lott, nobody took it very seriously. But that weekend was a dead weekend. You have NFL football all the way up to then you take the break, then you have the Super Bowl the next weekend. I would do it that weekend. Why did Dana announce this?
Well, I'm sure they were announcing a larger partnership in Arizona. Anytime they're courting these big opportunities, you see there in the background, WWE, UFC, Zuffa Boxing, PBR, all under the TKO banner. I'm sure they announced a bigger, larger deal with Arizona. They're getting these big rights fees. And that's something that I really wanted to talk about with you, because when it was announced that the Royal Rumble was going to be in February, I think some old school wrestling people, myself included, we were a little disappointed. I mean, in the scheme of things, it doesn't matter when the Royal Rumble is. And I understand that technically last year, the 2025 Royal Rumble was held on February 1st. But all the other Royal Rumbles have been in the month of January. Now, I'm bringing this up because I feel like this decision is probably being driven by football. If you have a partnership with ESPN, which is clearly the number one sports hub, if you will, here in the United States, and you want to leverage as much coverage as you can, and you want to get the highest rights fees that you can from these different municipalities, then you need to put heads in beds and bring that economic impact to town when they really need it. When are their off weeks? When are there no major sports here? How can we get some things moving in our local community? Well, we'll contract WWE when we know that we don't have an NFL stadium full of people pulling into town. And that will not be the case, around Super Bowl because we know where the Super Bowl is going to be, and respectfully, it's not going to be in Arizona. So I'm wondering, do you think
where's the Super Bowl going to be?
Well, I wanted to ask you, is it more of a driver than the municipalities or ESPN, do you think, that has moved the whole Royal Rumble concept out of January?
I would think it's both. I don't have any insight into what they're doing, but obviously it's a negotiation of both. And it's probably ESPN. I mean, I'm sure they're looking for something that weekend. That is one of the most dead weekend in sports. The NFL has tried to figure out a way to figure out what to do that weekend. The Hall of Fame game, was never a huge draw. And so they're trying to figure out a way to do something for that weekend. And I feel like that would probably be ESPN saying, we have a really big problem here with this weekend, keeping people around leading up to the Super Bowl. People just forget, for lack of a better term, storylines in the Super Bowls and things like that. And so I think it probably ESPN, because I think the rights fees, that's just a matter of negotiating which town is going to do it on what weekend. I don't see how that would matter between January and February.
Well, the reason I was asking specifically is we know that there's some football teams that hope that they're going to have a competitive team and that they're going to have some playoff games, and there's going to be a lot of people come in town for that. And it feels like they're probably battling the same thing with SummerSlam. Like, I, for one, don't like that we kind of did SummerSlam so early. To me, SummerSlam feels like a late August show. And so from now through the end of the month, we're going to continue to see reports like on this day in history, and there's all these SummerSlam things. And usually that got me in the mood for this year's SummerSlam. But I do believe that the football calendar would dictate, hey, they don't need people showing up to these municipalities in late August. Now we've got football going. We really need the help in a lull at the beginning of August. So that's probably why we did it the way we did it. But I like SummerSlam in late August, and I like the Royal Rumble in late January. But with the NFL moving later and later, I mean, when you and I were younger, man, the Super Bowl was always a January thing. But starting from 2001 on, it became a February thing. And I get all of that, and I understand we're always maximizing the dollars, but I think some fans are thrown off that there's no Royal Rumble in January. But with WrestleMania moving back, maybe it makes more sense. We have seen a lot of reports about, hey, it feels like there's too long of a lull before WrestleMania. It feels like the storylines kind of peak a few weeks before. Maybe WWE's adjusting their sales that way too. Either way, though, we know that the entire media market is going to be looking for something to talk about the week before the Super Bowl. So I'm with you. I think it'll probably be on February 6th. Yeah. We know that the Super Bowl is on Valentine's Day at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. This is close enough where maybe you could court some attention without having a cross-country trip. We'll see. But if I was a betting man, I would bet February 6th. The other thing I wanted to ask you about, though, John, is the idea of a 2-night Rumble. I don't think it'll happen next year. Like, I don't think this next Rumble will be a 2-night Rumble, but it feels like a no-brainer to have a 2-night Rumble. I guess there's a chance because we know we're going to have a women's Rumble and a men's Rumble. We've got basically a SmackDown title for the men and a Raw title for the men. So if we've got 2 sets of world titles and we've got 2 Rumbles, it does feel like that event is primed to be a 2-night event. But again, they're running it at a stadium that holds 73,000 people, which makes me think maybe not yet. Maybe the 2-night event should be an arena. What do you think about the concept of a 2-night Royal Rumble, John?
I think it makes perfect sense. When you started the Rumble, the Rumble takes so long to have, well over an hour for the one match. And then you have the women's match as well. So both of them are over an hour. And, depending on the year, one's going to be a bigger draw than the other, but both are big draws. And they're culmination of storylines. And also they start the road, as they've always done, to WrestleMania. So they're big deals, these Royal Rumbles. And so, yeah, I think it makes perfect sense to separate the Rumbles from one night to the next, and then, dress those around with the matches that you want. And by the way, the biggest fine I've ever gotten from WWE was because of a Super Bowl in Arizona. I went to the Super Bowl, and I believe this is the right year because we were in like Lubbock or somewhere out in West Texas. And so I went to the Super Bowl, and I'd been to a fight. I don't know if it was one of Brock's fights or not. It may have been. I'd been to a UFC fight. Then I went to Super Bowl. Then I was going to go to TV. The problem was winds in Arizona canceled all the flights, and I couldn't get to freaking TV. And Vince was furious. I'd gone to the Super. I believe that was a Super Bowl that's where Eli Manning threw the touchdown at the end and knocked off the undefeated season with Tom Brady. Because I remember I was sitting toward the end zone when you had the guy was manned up on the corner and there was man coverage. We're like, what are you doing at man coverage? And Manning just throws the ball in the air, and of course the receiver gets it. But I was because I kind of wanted to see the undefeated season because I'm not a Giants fan or a Patriots fan. I wanted to see it. But then when I get done, winds caused the airport to be closed. And so the only way to get me out was by commercial, and it cost like $15,000 to get me from Arizona to West Texas. And Vince came up to me and goes, "I want to pay half." And I said, "I'm surprised you're paying any of it. Thank you." So anyway, he thought that I think he thought I'd been to a party because I was in Vegas like on Saturday night at a UFC fight or something. I believe with Taker. I'm not sure. And then I went down to the Super Bowl. And Vince thought I was at a Super Bowl party. He didn't realize I'd gone to Super Bowl. So he might have been a little more generous to me, but he paid for half of it. So it cost me like $7,500 in fines because of the Super Bowl to get to Lubbock, Texas. I believe it was Lubbock. And I think that's when I went out on the horse, and the horse damn near killed me.
You've had an interesting life. Has anybody ever told you that?
That was when I think they had the stupid horse. And the horse was shooting. I didn't know that. Vince goes, "Can you ride a horse?" I go, "Yeah, I ride a horse. I've rode a horse my whole life." And, I grew up where you couldn't round up on four-wheelers because of mesquite bushes and trees and stuff. So you had to round up on horseback a couple times a year. So I'm not great with horses, but I can ride a horse. So Vince had this horse for me. I was going to come out. I think I was wrestling either Ray or Eddie or somebody. And I was going to come out on this horse, be the great cowboy on this horse. And I got on this horse backstage to come out and to see if the pyro was going to scare it and the music was going to scare it and things like that. And so when the horse stepped off the rubber mat and stepped on the concrete, its legs went out from under it. I'm on the horse. And so this damn horse goes down and my boot is stuck in the stirrup. I can't get off this freaking horse. So it comes back up. Now it goes back down again. It slips and falls down again. The only ones that can see it are Hunter, Triple H, and Dusty Rhodes, who are sitting kind of where they could talking in the stands. Vince and all them are in the arena. They just hear like all these boxes being destroyed backstage. They don't know what's happened. And so Dusty's up there. He goes, "Rodeo, rodeo." He's like all excited about it. I'm like, I'm dying on this horse. So finally the damn horse gets on its side, and I get my boot out of stirrup, and I'm thinking, this horse kicks me, it's going to break whatever it kicks. And I thought, this is freaking terrible. So I'm trying to get off this horse. Well, here comes the trainer. And he was like a horse whisperer. He got down, he made the horse feel comfortable, talk to it and things, let me get off of it where I wouldn't get killed. And by then, Vince and everybody's back because they heard it must have been horrific noise back there because this horse was tearing up everything backstage with me on it. But now I'm getting off of it, and I come back, and the horse's leg was bleeding from one of the boxes or something that it had kicked. Not bad, but it was bleeding. And Vince comes back, and he goes, "What'd you do to that horse?" I didn't do anything to the damn horse. That horse almost killed me. So they called Larry Hack, the trainer. I said, "Call Larry Hack." And Larry comes up and goes, "Guys, I'm not a vet. This isn't funny. I'm not fixing it. You need to fix the horse." So then Vince decided the horse was too dangerous. And so that's when he got me like the little donkey that I came out with. And that's why I came out with the donkey, was because the horse almost killed me.
John, I don't know what to say to your story sometimes. And this is one where I'm just like, I don't know another friend who would have a story like this. But I am glad that you have a story about Larinco. You and I are both big believers in this product.
Oh, I got it right here.
We dig it. Oh, there you go. Check it out. Show it off for us.
Yeah, I got it right here.
There you go. What we're all about is the importance of dental health, and a ton of what we eat and drink, things like coffee, tea, the acidic foods, they can really do long-term damage to your teeth. So we've started leveling up our chewing gum routine with Larinco. This is a chewing gum that actually makes your teeth stronger every time you use it. Here's what you need to know. Larinco is better for you chewing gum that uses the same mineral your teeth are made of to support your daily enamel health. Larinco uses nanohydroxyapatite, that's the mineral that your enamel is actually made of, to strengthen your enamel and repair the damage. It comes in a ton of great flavors, and they've got a really great fluoride-free toothpaste as well. Larinco has hooked JBL and I up with the gum. We're both huge fans. Not only does it taste great and last a long time, Larinco will also give you a brighter smile. it's plastic free. And I notice when I use it after a meal that the gum really gets the saliva flowing to help rinse away the debris. I think we would both attest to the fact that it feels like our teeth are less sensitive to hot or cold now. Either way, it just feels good knowing that I'm doing what I can to help my teeth stay strong and healthy every time I use it. It's kind of a totally effortless way to make sure you're taking the best care of your teeth possible. Right now, Lorenco is offering our listeners up to 50% off at buylorene.com/wrestle. That's buylorene.com/wrestle for up to 50% off. That's BUYLARINE.com/wrestle for up to 50% off. John, let's talk about The Rock. The Rock has revealed in a conversation with Rolling Stone magazine that he has musical ambitions following the release of Your Dad. It's a song that was featured on the new Moana Voices Across the Ocean soundtrack. I guess Dwayne says that music has remained an important part of his life, despite his career taking him through professional wrestling, Hollywood, and numerous other projects. Quote, as you roll along in life, I've been real fortunate to be part of some cool projects, and I love it. But music has always been such an anchor for me. One area that particularly interests The Rock is country music, quote, very specifically in genres that I love, like country music, traditional country music, and we're exploring that now. Do you think we're going to see The Rock do his best jelly roll and become a country music artist and take the show on the road? What do you make of this?
What, does he not have enough money?
It's a great question.
Is that why he's got to take on a side job or something? I mean, I think it's great. Like The Rock's as talented a guy as I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's unbelievable. Back when the wrestling business was so hot, and you had Steve out there, and you had this loaded roster, and you had these matches that go out there for 2 or 3 hours in these house shows. I'd watch The Rock get out there with just a microphone in front of a sold-out arena, whatever it was, hanging from the rafters, as Ricky would say. But they were, and he would sit there, and after this loaded show, seeing all these incredible different stars, he would sit out there with just a microphone by himself and just do his catchphrases and his stuff he would do. And everybody in the building would stay and watch it. I'm sitting there thinking, dude, that's the only guy in the world that can do that. So is he going to do it? Yeah, I bet he is. And I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy listening to it. I don't know if he can sing or not. Who cares? It's The Rock.
Who cares? It's The Rock is going to be the attitude. I could totally see him throwing his weight into this. I mean, listen, I know I've made some recent assertions here on the program, and I'm not going to do that now, but I am going to say, what music label can The Rock call in 2026 where they don't at least take the meeting, John?
Oh my
They're
God!
all
Not only
gonna
take the meeting, but they'd be excited to take the meeting because they'd be Rock fans. I mean, I
Yeah.
saw him on there with the Kelsey brothers, and they were like, "Do your greatest insult." As soon as he started doing it, they all knew it because they all obviously had watched him. These are two incredible, all-pro, world-class, once in a generation athletes. Everybody loves the freaking Rock, man. So yeah, I think anybody he calls is going to answer and try to figure out how to get this done.
Do you think this is something, and obviously it's not like you've spoken to him, you have any inside info, but given everything that he's got going, board member of TKO, running $7 Productions, doing stuff with the XFL, he's got his own tequila thing, he's making movies. Do you think could this ever be like a real full-time thing? Will there be, pardon the pun, a Rock concert that fans can go buy tickets to? Is that a thing?
You remember when he did the gimmick with the guitar and he'd sat out there in the ring?
Yeah.
I think, of course, he just enjoyed performing. So, yeah, I think it's legit that Rock could do this. And he is such a pro at production and everything surrounding it. He'd dress it up with all the bells and whistles. I think if he ever did a concert, I think it'd be a fantastic entertainment genre.
It's going to be exciting to think about what this could look like. I mean, the idea that there could be a Rock concert for real, I think is going to be an interesting. I mean, who's he going to tour with? Who does he partner with? Who collabs with him and does a song with him? Like, I'm trying not to be. I'm not arguing.
I mean, the thing about it is, who wouldn't? I mean, ZZ Top would come would travel with him. Jelly Roll would travel with him. I mean, you're talking about from like the old Rock guys to Mick Jagger would would travel with him. I mean, anybody in the world. I mean, it's the biggest movie star, I guess, in the world, right? I mean, I don't know any movie star that draws more money or makes bigger movies. So I think it's pretty much carte blanche, whatever he wants to do.
It could go a variety of ways. You know, we've seen guys like Billy Bob Thornton. He's still doing his thing. We know Eddie Murphy tried his hand at this once upon a time. Bruce Willis did too. Let us know in the comments below. Are you for or are you against? Are you bullish or are you bearish, to use a financial term, on The Rock as a country music singer? Would you buy The Rock's album? Would you go see The Rock in person? I can tell you my mom would give it a shot. She likes The Rock. She likes country music. She's going to listen.
Yeah, I got to watch Billy Bob eat a steak one time. The big Texan, J.P. Shellnut, you know, the very famous J.P. Shellnut, texted me or called me, one of the two, said, hey, I'm with Billy Bob at the Big Texan. You know, that's the big steakhouse. Klondike Bill, they said, ate 2 steaks, which is unbelievable. 72 ounces would be 144 ounces of steak if he did, which I don't see reason why anybody would be lying. But in the middle of the day, Billy Bob and J.P. Shellnut are eating a steak at the Big Texan. And so I'm sitting there watching on like a little bitty security camera, it looked like, watching these guys. There's no audio or nothing. My wife said, what are you doing? I'm watching Billy Bob eat a steak. So, yeah. I don't think he ate the whole thing, though.
Are you okay? You need to go lay down.
What?
Just
Wouldn't you, if somebody called you and said, hey, we're going to eat a 72-ounce steak, me and Billy Bob, wouldn't you at least go on the internet to see what they were doing?
I just love that I finished the sentence with, my mom would check out The Rock's country music. She likes The Rock. She likes country music. And you immediately go, I saw Billy Bob eat a steak one time.
No, but you brought up Billy Bob. It's not, so you brought up Billy Bob earlier. I was just listening to that. So I listened to you. Sorry, I fucking listened to you.
All right. Well, listen, don't get hot. Let me ask you this. Have you seen The Rock eat a steak?
He's a big carnivore. So, yeah, I don't know specifically about a steak. I've been around with where he's eaten before, so I'm sure it's a steak. I don't know. I never sat down and go, hey, I'm going to sit here and watch The Rock eat, because he wasn't at the Big Texan and it wasn't on the internet.
If I could get you webcam footage of Bruce Willis eating a steak today, would you watch it?
If it's like the 72-ounce steak, not just the steak. I don't want to watch somebody eat lunch, but this is a big deal. I grew up in Texas. It was a big deal to have the 72-ounce steak. One time, Barry Windham and I tried to eat like this 40-something ounce steak, and damn near killed both of us individually. So 80 ounces total. Damn near killed us. So it's like a big deal to try to eat this 70. If you've ever been to Big Texan, they got this huge rocking chair. It's like Big Show's rocking chair. It's like for giants, you know, they got all this, you know, stuff around. They got this big steak. So yeah, if Bruce Willis stopped off and was going to eat the big steak at the Big Texan, yes, I would probably tune in to watch it, but not just to like eat a steak like at Morton's or something.
Would you watch Eddie Murphy if he was doing the donkey voice? Oh, you said there's no sound. I mean, would you watch a security footage of Eddie Murphy with no sound eating his lunch steak today at
No, not unless they're like it's something remarkable, like the 72-ounce Big Texan steak. There's a big deal about this.
Well, listen, you've built it up so goddamn much. I got to know, is Billy Bob's name on the wall? Because you wouldn't have told this story unless he ate every bit of that.
Oh no, I don't think he did. You got an hour to eat the whole thing. I think I got bored after a while, and I kind of quit watching. So, but I don't think he ate the whole thing. No.
What's more boring?
He's not a big guy. You know, Shellnut is. I got to ask Shellnut. He just sent me a note. He's one of he's all the ACDC, not ACDC, ZZ Top buddies.
Well, I'm very well aware of JP Shellnut. I got roped into paying for his dinner once in Hollywood. Imagine that. I do want to ask, when you think about, Billy Bob and his ability to eat or not eat the steak, and you spending the better part of an hour, you said, watching that with no sound, and you classified it as boring. In your opinion, just your opinion, what's more entertaining and exciting? Watching Billy Bob eat a steak with no sound for an hour, or the WrestleMania 12 main event, Iron Man, Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels, but nobody gets pinned? What's more boring in your mind? No wrong.
Hey, I was there. That was my first WrestleMania. is at the Anaheim Duck Pond. And I tell you, I never seen anything like it. That was so freaking awesome. Now, if I'd been a wrestling fan and I wanted to see some pins and all that stuff, maybe so. But that was my first time seeing the WWE production. And that's, Sean rappelling from the ceiling coming down. It was so freaking cool. And they had a hell of a match. I just thought it was the greatest thing I'd ever seen.
I asked myself, if the NFL was a work, how exciting would it be to watch a Super Bowl that went to 0-0, and then we went to overtime 0-0?
You're last week I found out you're a Roman Reigns hater. Now I find out you're a Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart hater.
I'm not. I'm an Iron Man hater. It's like, are you even listening? I know you're eat up with the CTE, but are you even listening?
What do you mean I'm eat up with CTE? Why you beat? Is my microphone on?
Hello. Anybody there?
Yeah, and who answered the phone? It's Ridge. I'm so glad Ridge does. They make amazing power banks, wallets, luggage, and premium everyday gear. Ridge is also back with their legendary sweepstakes for the 6th year, and this time it's bigger than ever. The sweepstakes runs from July 24th to September 8th. Tony Hawk is the official spokesperson this year, so you already know this one's going to be insane. Not one, but 2 lucky winners will get to choose between, and check out this prize pool, John, a Lamborghini Huracan Storado, a Ford Hennessy Velociraptor, a souped up Ford Bronco, or $100,000 cash. I don't have to hesitate. I'm going to pick up the Ford Hennessy Velociraptor. I can't imagine driving that monstrosity around. I mean, that thing is unbelievable. We're talking about an insane 558 horsepower twin turbo. It's like an American muscle car, but put onto an all-terrain truck. But how about the Lamborghini Huracan Storado? I don't know if you're in the loop on this, but this is the world's first ever off-road supercar. That's right. A Lamborghini to be driven off-road. It's pretty rare too. They only made 1,500 of them. It's got a naturally aspirated V10. How many people you know with a V10? It's got 610 horsepower. And how about the custom-built Bronco? It's coated in scratch-resistant Kevlar armor. It's riding high on these 37-inch off-road tires. And can you beat $100,000? Here's the best part, though. You can enter completely free right now at ridge.com. There's no reason not to enter. Why not take your shot? And if you want to boost your chances, you can earn additional entries by picking up Ridge gear during the sweepstakes. I'm a big believer in the power bank because it's made for modern life. You've got the Lightning, the USB-C, the wireless charging, the built-in cables, the MagSafe compatibility, and enough charge to power 3 full phone charges. The new Ridge 2.0 is their most refined wallet yet. It's 10% lighter, more modular, and perfect to pair with the new tracker card. The new tracker card's awesome. It uses Apple's Find My, so you can track your wallet and ring it whenever it's nearby. You can even get alerts if it moves out of range. No matter what you pick, you're going to love that Ridge allows you to enjoy free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and over 100,000 5-star reviews. If you're ready to upgrade your wallet and maybe your ride, for a limited time only, head on over to ridge.com and use the code WRESTLE at checkout. You'll get 10% off your order and a chance to win Ridge's biggest sweepstakes ever. A Lamborghini Huracan Storado, a Hennessy Velociraptor, a Ford Bronco, or $100,000 in cash. No purchase necessary to enter, but every dollar you spend gets you more entries. Easy for me to say. That's ridge.com and use the code WRESTLE. After you purchase, they're going to ask you how you heard about them. Please support them and tell them that we sent you. Hey, and John, I want to show this off. I've had a Ridge case on my phone for as long as I can remember, and I've even got my wallet here that attaches to it. And what's neat is on the back, I can just, bam. I mean, that thing's on there solid. I absolutely love this. I keep 2 cards in there. I keep my driver's license in there. I'm a big Ridge guy. And I want to tell you, once upon a time, the little wallet on the back, it felt like it wasn't working properly anymore. I filled out the warranty information, took a picture, uploaded it. 3 days later, my replacement, a whole new one, was in the mail. It was unbelievable. I really love Ridge. I love their warranty. I love their products. You will too. Go check it out. Ridge.com. What would you pick? Would you pick the Velociraptor, the Bronco, the 100K, or the Huracan?
Raptor.
Yeah.
Bam.
Come on. Bam. Speaking of bam, we're going to be bamming it here in a little bit, but you did bring it up. I want to at least allow you an opportunity to speak. I know when we talked last week in Atlanta in person, you said, hey man, I was fresh out of the dentist chair last week and I may or may not have still been on some shit, but I listened back to the podcast And did you say, and you tried to call me on the carpet for some things I said during our Roman Reigns discussion last week. This got the entire internet talking when I, as I said the quiet part out loud, that I thought Roman Reigns was overrated. And everybody, and I mean everybody, has had their opinion, including your pal Raj. I'm talking about the real life Jinder Mahal. He went on Instagram to share his thoughts about Roman Reigns. He says, Roman Reigns is not overrated. Name anybody who can compete with Roman Reigns in terms of presentation, in terms of psychology, in terms of communication, in terms of aura. Perhaps pre-pandemic Roman Reigns you can call overrated, but this version, no way. And now here's your chance. Gut and quarter me, John. I'm ready for it. I can take it.
I just don't know why you're such a Roman Reigns hater. I have no idea why. No, you're a Roman Reigns hater. You're like, oh, Roman Reigns, he just didn't deserve any of this. But you would give guys like Hogan credit. You give guys like Bruno credit. You give guys like Steve credit, Rock credit. You give John credit. You give all these guys credit, but all of a sudden Roman Reigns is the top guy and you don't give him credit. I mean, that seems like a massive disconnect to me.
Well, it seems like a disconnect to me that you don't recall that those guys you just rattled off got over organically. Roman Reigns was an industry plant. Every time he came
What do you mean an industry plant? Are you got to be kidding me?
How is he not, John? He was pushed into the main event and fans, he's the baby face in the main event of WrestleMania and they're booing him out of the building. Not because he's overexposed. I'm talking about the first time he main evented.
Oh, and they didn't boo Rocky Maivia out of the building?
He wasn't in the WrestleMania main event.
He was getting pushed.
And then they took it away and he had to regroup. And
they didn't boo Cena out of the building?
Not in his first WrestleMania main event. They sure didn't.
Yeah, because it was against me.
Well, there you go. I'm just saying, I believe that Roman Reigns is not going to resonate 30 years from now the way those do. Like if you and I were to go to a big show this weekend, let's say there's a big SmackDown coming to your town and we're going to hook up and go. There's going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin shirts in the audience. There's going to be Hulk Hogan shirts in the audience. There's going to be NWO shirts in the audience. 30 years from now, will there be Roman Reigns shirts? I don't think that there will. I don't think that Roman Reigns has made himself relatable to this audience. I don't think there's an emotional attachment to this guy. I don't think there's a lot of people who could say that promo is what made me a fan. Or I don't think we're going to talk about, like, he had a phenomenal fucking match with Punk at WrestleMania. I think the match of the weekend, like for real, it was the best match of the weekend. But are we going to talk about that in the same way we talk about Stone Cold and Bret Hart in the middle of the card at WrestleMania 13? There's no chance. I just don't think it's going to be spoken about that way.
So this reminds me when the very first time I met a smart Mark who hated people like you do, which, kind of describes you. In Dallas, Texas, and he was telling me about Killer Tim Brooks, and he hated Killer Tim Brooks. And he goes, I hate him. His work rate's terrible. It's the first time I'd ever heard that term. And I said, what do you mean his work rate's terrible? He goes, well, he can't work, and he's not over. And he goes, I just don't like him. It's not Killer. I don't like actually Tim Brooks. And I said, oh, okay. I said, well, if they brought in Stan Hansen to work with Killer, would you pay to see that? He goes, oh my God, I'd pay double. Yeah, you're right. He's not over. And that's the way this is with Roman Reigns. Whether they boo him or cheer people, you're saying people don't want to see him. If you want to see him get beat, you want to see him do something. Look, I've been to these matches a million times. I've seen freaking million matches. There's so many guys that go out there with no response whatsoever. Roman Reigns gets a response, very much like John Cena, out of everybody in that building. Everybody has a feeling about Roman Reigns. Some want to see him get beat. Some want to see him win. Some just want to see the spectacle that is Roman Reigns because he's headlined so many WrestleManias. Is he going to be remembered 30 years from now? People remember their childhood based on what they watched. So people that were around in the early 90s, they remember Bret Hart very well. People around the 80s remember Hogan. People around in the 90s, late 90s will remember Stone Cold. Later in 2000, John Cena. Their childhood reminds them of stuff. Maybe it was Tommy Wildfire Rich when they grew up in the Carolinas. Maybe it was Ricky and Robert. Maybe it was Dusty. Maybe it was the Briscoe brothers in Florida. Whatever it was, your childhood is where you are stuck in life as far as what celebrities that you watched. People that are growing up now watching Roman Reigns 30 years from now, if they got a chance to see Roman Reigns at a convention or a chance to buy his shirt, they're going to do it because they will remember Roman Reigns. You can't headline that many WrestleManias in a row And if he's still headlining WrestleManias, is he still the corporate guy? I mean, is he still a corporate plant? I mean, at some point, whether you're a corporate plant or not, I could care less. He's headlined every freaking WrestleMania since, and he's still the guy. I mean, at some point, you got to at least say this guy is freaking over.
I'm not arguing that he's not over. I'm not arguing that he's not successful and he hasn't held up his end of the bargain. I'm just saying you keep going back to he's main evented all these WrestleManias like that's something to fucking brag about. No, he was.
It's not.
No,
what in God's name's wrong with you?
When he comes out and they're booing him out of the building, did he earn that spot?
Cares?
The fans want that
they got a reaction to him.
How many he won? Let's listen. If we're just going to say the quiet part out loud, the whole bloodline's bullshit. Never in the history of ever
had the quiet part out loud. That's your quiet part out loud. That's not my quiet part. That's not anybody else's quiet part. That's you being this hater and like going, I hate Roman Reigns because I don't like him.
Nope. Here's what the Samoans were known for doing. We're going to go on TV and eat a raw chicken. And if one of us fucks around and headbutts you, we're going to hurt ourselves. But if we're going to go back and we're going to act like Haku, who I think the world of and you do too, and I hope he doesn't eat me the next time he sees me, that'd take multiple trips. I'd be like a Haku buffet. But I am going to
like the Big Texan. I would watch that on internet. I really would. Like I'd say, hey John,
send me footage of Haku winning a bunch of matches and being treated like a man winner in WWE.
And said, John, Conrad is getting eaten by Haku right now in Tampa. It's on the internet. I would watch that.
Well, I think we all would. I'm just saying.
Then why are you mad about watching Billy Bob eat a steak? Freaking Billy Bob hater.
If Billy Bob's eating a human and there's a sacrifice, I think that's going to do well. Perez Hilton may be streaming it. Let's get back on task here. The bloodline historically have been mid-carders at best. And the first one that's presented not that way is Roman Reigns. And now we're going to pretend with this revisionist history like it's this great. No, it's not.
What do you mean it's not? These guys, these Samoans have all been stars. I mean, there's only so many top guys. Have they been top guys?
No,
they haven't. But does that mean they haven't been stars?
Of
course they've been stars.
What's your favorite Peter Maivia match?
I didn't go watch anything in Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm just saying nobody else did.
You can pick another star from Hawaii and say how'd you like his match? I wouldn't know his match either. That's
my point, John. It's all fantasy. It's all make believe. It's revision.
Wait a minute. You're comparing me to watching. I don't have any old tapes of Peter Maivia to the entire Samoan bloodline. That is possibly the biggest disconnect in history.
Okay, what's your favorite Afa and Sika match?
That's like saying, okay, John, what is the greatest Bart Starr tape you ever saw backstage? Oh, you hate football. No, it's bullshit.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying Roman Reigns is the first guy. Now we're going to pretend like it's Raw wrestling. It's the fucking Armstrongs. Bullet Bob was way more over than High Chief Peter Maivia ever was. Let's just talk about the Armstrongs. I mean, in an alternate universe, Brad Armstrong could have done everything Roman Reigns is doing. Just saying.
I agree with that. Brad was a great worker.
I'm not shitting on Roman when I'm saying that. Roman has held up his end of the bargain. I'm just saying.
You're picking out somebody that everybody will say could have been a great world champion. Brad could have been a great world champion. And you're saying, oh, well, Roman Reigns obviously blocked him.
I didn't say that at all.
That's what you implied. Like, Brad Armstrong could have done it. So you don't like Brad Armstrong because you stick up for Roman Reigns. No, it's not an either or.
If Brad Armstrong's last name was Anoa'i, maybe he too could have main evented 12 WrestleManias, but he wasn't. So he's not. But thankfully, there is a chance that your boy Zilla Fatu could do it. That's exactly what WWE needed. More fucking Samoans this past Tuesday.
Why do you hate Samoans?
I don't. I love it. It's great. They're just greatest wrestling family of all time. The Harts suck. The Von Erichs ain't shit. The Armstrongs, who'd they ever beat? Look, no curse.
Are you like an English colonizer? Like, I hate all these colonies. I don't like any of them out there.
I love Samoa Joe. Think he's tremendous.
But you hate all the other. You hate all Polynesians. You don't.
I just said I love Samoa Joe, and you got hate with Samoa Joe.
I hope someday you have a layover like in Fiji, and you have to get off the plane because all this hate going toward the Fijians.
What if I give him one of them chili pepper necklaces, will that get me in good graces?
I would think so. Yeah.
Okay.
You get good graces in Texas.
That's all it takes to be over in WWE. That and turning your head real slow and holding your fucking hand up. Here's my favorite Roman Reigns promo. You ready? Here it comes.
Hey, maybe he doesn't flip and flop. Maybe he just gets over.
Yeah, when he shows up. I told you last week I loved all 7 of his matches last year. Thought they were great. I just told you he had the match at WrestleMania
So
week.
because of his schedule, you're mad at him.
Not mad at him at all. I said I wanted something new. I've seen it 12 fucking times. Ready for something new.
Well, that's a personal issue. It's like, oh, I want something new. I just don't like it anymore.
I said it was the same old shit. And the bloodline to me feels like the NWO. It should have ended. They didn't know when to end it. Like,
so if he's still the top guy after all this time,
what does that even mean? Somebody arbitrarily decided he was the top guy? Are you telling me if Roman Reigns isn't on the card next year at WrestleMania, it'll sell fewer tickets? No fucking chance.
Yeah.
Ticket sales are not impacted by Roman Reigns' presence.
Oh, I think they are.
Well, then why do they only use him?
I think they're affected. I think they're affected by Roman Reigns' presence. I think they're affected by Cody Rhodes' presence. I think they're affected by CM Punk's presence. I think those guys all sell tickets.
That's not even close to the same thing. I mean, let's talk about it. Since Cody come back from the torn pec at Royal Rumble 23, he's had nearly 300 matches. Roman hasn't had 30. So when we're talking about selling tickets, in order to sell tickets, not only do the fans have to be there, the fucking wrestlers do too, John. What do
You're punishing him because he's had fewer matches?
I love it. I think it's fantastic that he has negotiated himself into leverage that very few sports entertainers have ever had before.
So let me ask you a question. If Usain Bolt at his peak raced like twice a year, and some other guy raced like 1,000 times a year, who would be considered fastest man in the world? The guy who's the fastest.
That's a real legitimate athletic competition. These motherfuckers in the backstage area are pulling names out of a hat.
They're pulling names out of a hat.
Well, that's how they got Roman Reigns. It's not like they decided to put him in the main events.
Oh, so what you're saying is Roman Reigns. That is the ultimate Roman Reigns hate right there. You're saying they just pulled him out of a hat and just
in 2015? Yes. Yeah, they pulled him out of a fucking hat. The fans didn't want him and they put him in the main event. True or false?
They put him in the main event because he's the guy that's best suited to be in the main event.
Based on the fans reaction or based on Vince's fans?
Yeah, the easiest way to kill a territory is have the fans book it.
Yeah, there you go.
That is the silliest thing ever.
I agree.
If the fans were booking The Walking Dead, they'd have killed the governor in the first episode. Instead, it went 2 seasons.
Yeah. Well, maybe what The Walking Dead needed, maybe what the governor needed was Paul Heyman. All we got to do to get this guy over is give him the greatest fucking manager of all time, the greatest that ever did it. Just do that. Give him the longest matches, give him the longest entrances, give him all the main events, never let him lose. Let's see if it works.
So you're saying, like, say, Staubach was not a great quarterback because he had Dorsett in the backfield?
Buddy, one of those is a legitimate athletic competition. The other is somebody in the back writing.
The comparison is the same, whether it's legit competition or not.
How is it?
So you're saying John Wayne is only over because Maureen O'Hara was opposite him?
No,
okay, that's not a legit competition.
Look at real stats there, John.
Unless the fight at the end of Quiet Man was legit, which it may have been.
So just so we're clear, then, because here's what went on last: Obafemi went over, and he went last in night 1 of SummerSlam. Now, maybe Roman campaigned to get that match to go on last to set up next year's WrestleMania. Maybe he didn't, but either way, Oba sold more tickets than anybody else. So Oba's the most over in WWE right now, right?
I think you could argue that, yeah.
Okay, because that's the data, and if you're saying tickets, then that's it.
Yeah, and look, what I'm saying also is, look, for the top guy, gets a lot of the credit, and he deserves all the credit. He doesn't deserve all the credit because he's got a loaded roster underneath him. Just like the top guy when business is bad, he gets most of the blame, which you can, certainly throw that shade on if you want to, but he doesn't deserve all that. I mean, there's guys in territories that were the top guy that were trying to save. Sometimes you put a guy that's the top guy in there in a bad times because you don't have anybody else, and that's the only guy that can possibly survive because so many guys don't want it. But the top guy is the guy who deserves most of the credit. And if Obafemi is selling the most tickets, then yeah, he would. It'll be a hell of a match next year if that's the match.
I'm just saying it's very unrealistic for anyone to honestly hang their hat on the fact that the majority of the tickets sold on night 1 were sold for Obafemi. They weren't. They were sold.
I agree completely with that. And the second night, Roman Reigns is not the one that's selling probably most of the tickets. He is selling some tickets, just like everybody on the roster that's a decently upper card guy is selling tickets. Obafemi selling tickets. Cody Rhodes is selling tickets. CM Punk selling tickets. Seth Rollins is selling tickets. A lot of guys are selling tickets. Now,
My
who's selling
point,
the most? I don't know.
my point was, once upon a time, I feel like people, honest to goodness, bought tickets to see Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair or Stone Cold or John Cena. And I think now people are buying tickets to see WWE. That's a great position for WWE to be in. They've branded these mega events. Roman Reigns has more than carried his share of the load. He's delivered. He's done everything he was asked. He's negotiated himself into a really fantastic spot. I'm thrilled for his success. But I can also say I'm tired of the bloodline storyline and I'm ready to move on. And that's the reason I say that's what we need, another Samoan. I'm not anti-Samoans. I just hope this doesn't mean more fucking bloodline. We can do a lot more than just the bloodline. Like this past week. Go ahead.
So what a terrible thing that he's had all these main events and now all of a sudden you're tired of him.
I didn't say
That's
it was
what you
terrible.
just said. You just said all these main events and you're tired of him now.
No, I didn't say he was terrible. I said he was overrated. I'm done with it. I'm ready to move on. I want something else.
You're ready to move on. But now were you ready to move on to 3 years ago or 4 years ago?
Here's what I'm saying.
Were you ready to move on 3 or 4 years ago?
I think when Cody beat him, it was time to do something else. We'd seen enough of Roman Reigns as the top dog at that point.
But now doesn't everybody that's in a top guy have a finite life at the top?
Yeah, and I think he's past his. That's my point. Even John Cena moved down the card. If you'll recall, he was no longer in the world title picture. He went to the U.S. title picture. He started working with Rusev, and Rusev's riding a tank into WrestleMania, and that ain't going to happen again anytime soon. But I'm just saying, John Cena was doing that sort of thing. Roman has not been positioned as that. And I'm ready for something else. What's that?
Maybe they need him.
Well, a lot of people dressed up like empty chairs that say maybe it was time for something different at SummerSlam, but maybe that's just me.
What? How many tickets they sell for both nights total?
I don't have that in front of me. I'm not sure. I know night one sold more than night two, which I thought was an anomaly. I always thought that, hey, what went on last was the main event. Seth Rollins just told us that. And you tell me that whoever's on top sells the most tickets, and that didn't exactly G-Haul that weekend, but nobody wants to talk about that.
Yeah, but also you got Brock Lesnar in his hometown. That's a big deal. Brock's one of the biggest ticket sellers of all time. I mean, the first night was loaded. You had Brock Lesnar, what could be his last match, and ended up being his last match. People knew that in a home state that loves him. I mean, that's a big freaking deal. It's not just Obafemi. Obafemi's a great draw, I believe. I believe that guy's going to sell a massive amount of tickets, and he may already be selling these tickets. I don't know the inner workings of what they're going on, but you also have Brock Lesnar in what is probably, and it was his last match. I mean, that's a big deal on that first match, especially in his home state.
Let's make a bet. That ain't his last match.
I hope it's not.
I mean, Saudi's going to call and they're going to open up that checkbook.
Yeah, and and if they do, they can always, it's wrestling. They can always figure out a way to get around it.
I'm just saying, realistically, how long would if Brock had one more match, is it going more or less than 12 minutes?
Oh, less.
So if we're talking about, hey, we're going to pay you $2 million to come do this physical activity for 12 minutes, who the fuck says no?
I don't know anybody that would. And I don't think Brock would either. I don't know that for sure.
It's like,
and I have no problem if he does. I have no issue whatsoever if he does. I think it's great if he does.
No, me either. By the way, you and I are aligned for the most part on Roman Reigns. The dude has carried his weight. He's delivered. I'd like for something new. And maybe we got it this past Tuesday. Grayson Waller and Cruz Montana were trying to figure out who would earn an NXT championship match against Tony D'Angelo at Heatwave. And Fatu comes out of nowhere. Now, Fatu comes from Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. And that's a place that you and I think a lot of. Booker T is doing the Lord's work. Reality of Wrestling is awesome. If it's not on your radar, you should go out of your way to check it out. Zilla Fatu has worked with GCW, and he did have a little bit of controversy there. And he worked at House of Glory and other independent promotions. He's the son of the late Umaga, who we all know had a fucking unbelievable match against John Cena. Still, I think one of the most underrated main events, one of the great forgotten main events in WWE history.
Yep.
But young Zilla is only 26 years old. So when you hear about a guy who's getting an opportunity to move up into the WWE space at 26 years old, with this kind of heritage, this kind of lineage, divorce yourself from how you feel about the bloodline storyline. This is, to use a JR term, this is a blue chipper right here. Is it not, John?
It is. Do you hate him too because he's from the islands?
Oh God, will you stop? No.
You're gonna get eaten by one of these guys. I'm telling you, they're gonna eat you and cook you.
I don't
get you on the thing and spin you round and round and round like over a fire.
You remember all the main events Rosie was in? You remember that SummerSlam where Haku was in the main event?
They were big stars. They weren't main events all the time.
Guys.
That doesn't mean you should be a hater.
I'm just saying we're acting like this bloodline is this. I don't know. I'm ready for another.
I want to tell you something. Umaga played high school football barefoot.
Did he know they had cleats? They have cleats.
Yes. Can you imagine lining up and seeing this guy across from his 240-pound big man back there barefoot at 18 years old? I mean, that's scary. And these are the people you're making fun of?
I'm not making. I just put I put his kid over and said he's a blue chipper.
But you talked about how another Samoan. That's all we need. Oh, I don't like Samoa. Do. That's on you.
If anybody can show me footage of Haku winning a main event in WWE, it's more rare than Bigfoot footage, but I'd love to take a look at it.
You're the only person I've ever known that threw shade at Haku.
I love Haku. I don't like when everybody's like, "Oh my God, the bloodline is what it is." The Rock is the first main eventer, and he didn't even lean into he only became Samoan when it became the storyline. Nobody fucking talked about The Rock.
Why are you throwing shade at The Rock?
I'm not. I'm just saying.
Is there anybody out there that's got any status in wrestling that you're not throwing shade at? Do you hate everybody?
I hate you.
Oh, thank you.
That's kind of the desired effect, I think, though. Hey, no, listen, it did create a whole conversation. I'm still not really sure why me saying I think Roman Reigns is overrated became such a hot button issue. Why do you think people got so hot and bothered about that?
Because they're bored.
Okay.
I really do. I mean, there's no real news cycle right now. You know, the news in the world is all just white noise. Nobody really, I think, really gives a shit anymore. And there's not really anything in wrestling that's entertaining right now, except for our guy, Big Man Tater. And there just isn't something new in wrestling. And so I think when you hear something like this, people want to latch onto it and have some fun and debate it and, you know, call people names on the internet, things like that. I think that's what it has to do with.
By the way,
if you'd done this in a big news cycle, it probably would have been lost, or at least wouldn't have got as much press. But you did it in a low news cycle, and everybody's bored and wants to have something to bullshit about.
Well, no bullshit for real. It can't be argued Roman Reigns is the most financially successful wrestler in the
You ain't kidding.
game. I mean, just phenomenal success. More WrestleMania main events than everybody. More money than everybody. Like, high fives all around. And, hey, he looks like a movie star, and he has good matches. So if you're going to be critical of somebody, hey, why not start at the top? That's what we did. I'm ready for something new. I don't think Roman Reigns has to be the champ. I don't think he has to go on last. I don't think he has to be the top star. I think he can come down the card, change his character up a little bit, and have some more interesting storylines. Will they do that? I don't know. Let us know in the comments below. Where are you at on the bloodline story? Do you agree with me that it's time to move on? I feel like, I don't know if you remember this, John, but once upon a time, the Big Boss Man and IRS, VK Wall Street, they joined the NWO, and it just sort of felt like the B team. It was watered down. It wasn't the same. I could make the same argument for the bloodline. It feels like, hey, let's get a new storyline. That's where I'm at. John wants more of it. John would like for it to be all Samoans all the time. I mean, when I walked up on John this past weekend and he said he was studying tape, it was just the best of Samoan SWAT team, just on repeat, just dudes getting dumped.
That's right.
It was great. Where are you at? I am ready for something else. John is all for it. Let us know in the comments.
I went to Hong Kong one time just to watch the Fijian Sevens team play rugby. It was awesome.
Why would you go to Hong Kong for that? Couldn't you set up a webcam with no sound and watch it?
Hong Kong Sevens, greatest rugby event in the freaking world. My buddy helped professionalize rugby in Hong Kong, so I went over to Hong Kong, wanted to watch the Fijians play, and it was worth freaking. Sarevi, who helped me in Bermuda, one of the greatest rugby players of all time, Fijian. But the Fijians are, brother, they are different creatures, especially in Hong Kong. They love playing in Hong Kong. You got to watch them. It is one of the most savage things, violent things you've ever seen, watching Fijians play rugby in Hong Kong. The sevens, and by the way, the south stands, that's where people go to age and disappear. It's the most decadent thing you've ever seen in your life. It's legendary. It's one of the biggest parties in the world, the Hong Kong Sevens. Don't get hot, Samoan hater.
I'm not a hater. I don't know if you've seen the movie Christmas Vacation, but you're like the dog Snot. Sometimes it's easier if I just let you finish. So it's like, I'm just going to let you finish.
What did the dog do? What was his name?
He was humping my leg, and that's what you were just doing. But I'm not pulling your leg.
Why would I hump your leg?
Well, because you're bored, just like everybody was last week with this Roman Reigns conversation.
What do you mean I'm bored? I'm sitting on a podcast. I'm having fun talking about Samoans playing rugby. Why would you compare that to me humping your leg and a dog named Snot?
No, I think it's great, and I'm sure our listeners who tuned
What's
in.
great? You get humped on your leg, or the fact that you hate Islanders?
Okay, I don't hate Islanders, but let's be honest, everyone hates bank fees, right? And that's where Chime comes in. Chime is changing the way people bank. They're not like traditional old banks who charge fees and gatekeep perks and rewards. You get 5% back on your Chime card in a category of your choice. You can pick like gas or groceries, all while building credit through regular everyday spending, all with no credit check. You can also grow your money faster with a savings rate that's like 9 times the national average. And if you're ever in a pinch, Spot Me lets you overdraft up to $200 fee-free. Join the millions of people who are already banking fee-free with America's #1 choice for banking. Head on over to chime.com/wrestle. That's chime.com/wrestle. Sign up now. It only takes a few minutes.
Chime is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services and Chime card provided by Chime's bank partners. Qualifying direct deposits required. Terms and limits apply. Go to chime.com/disclosures for details.
Did you really compare me to a dog humping somebody's leg?
Well, yeah.
That's not very nice.
You got any more anecdotes you want to share with us about rugby and foreign continents? Just want to let you finish and get it all out of your system.
We're talking about Islanders. There's nothing better.
You're talking about Islanders. I was talking about Roman Reigns.
No, then you're like, oh, another Samoan. It's all we need. Like all of them are Samoans. I mean, that's like a very xenophobic.
I'm talking about the bloodline. I'm not talking about the nationality. Jeez, I thought you fucking understood context and nuance.
You ain't got to drop the F-bomb. That was not nice. I mean, that seriously, that should be edited.
You know what?
By Dave Silva.
Here's what I need from you.
What?
I need you to teach a promo class. And I think one of the great steps to doing that would be to hear what other people are saying during promo class. Recently, the NXT head writer Johnny Russo was chatting up some of the hopefuls who were at the WWE SummerSlam tryout, and he gave some pretty good advice. I wanted to have you take a look at this, and then you're an old school guy who's known for cutting some pretty good promos back in his day. Chat me up what you think about Johnny's advice. Let's take a listen.
Things that I see that a bunch of people do: don't talk in phrases, talk in complete sentences. So when I talk like this, I don't sound like a real person. Just talk normally. Don't ask questions. No one's answering. Hey, you want to know something? No one says anything, and you continue. Don't ask questions. Just say what you guys say. Don't be generic. Heard a lot of generic stuff. I want to be the best I can be. This is my dream. I work hard. How is that unique to you? Everyone's journey is different. No one person's the same. Using the tag team, you guys have a different story, journey. How does that make you different? How do you stand out from that? Any questions?
How would you say you effectively move during the promo? Like, what's too much emotion?
As long as it doesn't take away. If you're like, I'm Ryan, I'm here. But if you're just going and walking, and it doesn't take away from the promo, it's not distracting. Same thing with your hands. If I'm doing this talking, you're like, what are you doing with his hands? But if you do like, if I'm just talking and emphasizing, that's fine. Great first day. Here we go.
What do you think of that advice that we heard from Johnny Russo there?
Yeah, I like Johnny. Johnny's a really good dude. He's a smart guy. I talk to Johnny a lot. I really enjoy him. Always made fun of him because of his name Russo, which I don't think is any relation to Vince, but it was always the kind of the joke backstage. I think what he's saying makes sense. Look, promos. Too many people are doing canned promos and they sound canned. A promo has to be organic. That doesn't mean it can't be crazy. Look at what Dusty used to say. Look at what Hogan used to say. Hogan would ride my motorcycle, and my motorcycle breaks down. I hop on the world's largest arms, brother, and I go the last 4 miles of my arms, and I had to swim through a shark-infested river. People don't know that happened. Vince was the one that talked Hogan into a lot of those promos. I heard Vince talk about that many times, that Hogan initially was a little bit hesitant to do that. But you got to have something that's either different or something that's very authentic. And the main thing in a promo is to be authentic. You got to reach through that lens and touch a person out there. Killer Tim Brooks, who I rode with a lot when I was first breaking in with him and Akbar and James Beard, he used to always say, when people forget that you're a character and they only assume that is you in the ring, that's when you're winning them over. And that's when you get real heat. When people, like use myself, for example, people would quit saying, oh, I don't dislike JBL. I hate John Layfield. That's when you're starting to get real heat, because that's when people will pay to see you lose or to pay to see you win. So you got to figure out a way to connect. If you want to get out there and shout you suck at somebody, they're going to say something back to you. Monkeys can do that. Monkeys can be trained to react. That's the crowd reaction right there. That's not over. That's very superficial, and it will fade very fast. That's why when people are in the ring and all of a sudden they turn to the crowd and they yell at them and the crowd yells right back, they mistake that for being over. It's not. It's simply a response. A Pavlovian response is all that is. But if you're getting heat through your opponent, that's something that's real. It's the same way in a promo. If you're doing something in that promo that makes them feel something, whatever that is, they feel good, they feel bad, they feel angry, they feel happy, whatever that is, but you can make them feel, then they are going to be something that's going to be something that you're getting over with. But if you're just simply saying something to irritate them and they understand that, they will respond. That's not over. And people mistake that all the time for being over because they hear a response. And I think what Johnny's talking about here, Johnny Russo's talking about here, is very smart. What he's saying is be real. Be authentic. Now, is that really you? It doesn't matter. As long as people believe it's you. That's the main thing. So what I thought Johnny said was very pertinent and very important for people today, because I see some of these promos and there's never great promos in any generation as far as across the board. That's why great promos always stick out. But I see a lot of bad ones out there.
Well, let's talk about this week in wrestling history, because I think this is an interesting week. We'll start with 25 years ago today. I can't believe it, but 25 years ago today was said for the first time on TV. This is a segment of all people that Stone Cold had with Hugh Morris, the real life Bill DeMott. And we know the catchphrase is going to go on to take a life of its own. I'm talking about catchphrases. I'm talking about the ones where the crowd responds. I'm talking about ones that people like at first. I'm talking about ones that people eventually get tired of. I'm talking about one that takes over, and now anytime anybody else does a promo, they get interrupted by, What do you think, John? The what chant? You were there when it went down. Did you like it? Did you love it? When had you decided you had enough of it?
I thought that was like the biggest thing in wrestling, and I am because I'm the one that created that Attitude Era, as I've told the story many times, and Stone Cold. But Bill DeMott actually, he was like Goldberg's first match too, right?
He was indeed September 17th, 1997, Salt Lake
City. And Bill was there for Steve's Watt promo. So Bill may have a bigger impact in the wrestling world than I did, because he's the one that created both Goldberg, the Undefeated Streak, and Stone Cold's Watt. So I think kudos to Bill DeMott for 25 years today, creating another superstar. Way to go. Way to get these kids over.
Oh, goodness gracious. It's a shame that he's not here to do it for Roman Reigns too,
You just, but yeah, I mean, beyond the hater. Look, I hated this one promo. Was so fucking. This was terrible, terrible. Oh my god, it ruined shows. Just.
I'm glad you said
really,
it, because for all the great shit, and there was so much great shit that Austin did, so much.
Oh,
This one is the dirt worst, and we all agree.
yes, yes. I don't think he had any idea how bad it would get. But when you're cutting a promo and they're trying to hijack the show,
yes,
you got to be really good. I used to really enjoy this because and I do those promos every single night on the road. People would always try to hijack the show with Watt or something else, and I'd always take pride in the fact that I could get them to turn on me and forget it. And I had a pretty good success rate, but man, it took some work. A lot of guys never could.
All right, well, listen. You're one of the best that ever did it. You remind us of that all the time. You got your world title hung high behind your head right now.
Right behind me, yeah.
We just heard about.
You're being a JBL hater now. I mean, good God, man. I mean, you're just like a hater. You like hate Roman Reigns. Oh, you're one of the best ever. You're like a promo. You ask me a question about Stone Cold, and I tell you, I make a little funny joke about Bill DeMott, who is a great guy. I love Bill DeMott, but creating all these guys, and you're like, oh, you're like one of the greatest ever. Like your condescending voice.
All I was saying is we just heard a little promo class, and you talked about how difficult it could be to get them back on track. And I happen to have something that could help you out.
What?
So I was just thinking, hypothetically, what if you cut a promo on me for being a Roman Reigns hater?
What?
And I had this button.
What?
And we see if you can make me stop.
What?
I'm not going to make you stop because you're in on the game. So you're just going to go keep hitting it. Like if I tell you that Islanders are good people, you're going to keep finding a way to bash them.
When did I ever say they weren't good people?
Oh, many times. You said like over and over.
No,
and
I just said they're not top stars. They're not main event. But
all we need is another Samoan. Like they're all Samoans. They're not all Samoans. There's Fiji, Tonga, Samoa.
I didn't say anything. I said in Hawaii.
I can't wait till you see Haku.
When would I see him?
I don't know, but we can need to arrange it.
I'm going to be hard to find.
What?
He's going to come to me and say, Mr. Conrad, I heard you said something. And I'm going to say,
what?
No, I didn't. What did you hear? Because it's not true.
Then he's going to do that Samoan thing. Whack.
What?
Did JBL lie on me?
What?
Did Briscoe lie on me?
What?
What are they saying I said?
What?
I did not. Can I delete that button forever now?
I hope so.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, let's talk about 35 years ago this week. Now, you want to talk about something that's fun, something that's old school. I'll never forget it, man. It was SummerSlam 1991. I'm watching the Coliseum home video release. I was excited when Video Express in Prattville, Alabama got it. Rode my little fat ass up the hill on my bicycle to get to the store. And there it is. We see Macho Man and his beautifully lovely bride, Elizabeth, the king and queen. It was the match made in hell, the match made in heaven. We had the tag team match with Hogan and Warrior against the Iraqi sympathizers. And then the wedding. But in a Coliseum home video exclusive, we saw Bobby the Brain Heenan knocking on the door of Hulk Hogan. And he had the big gold belt. And then on Superstars, we would see on syndicated TV, Bobby the Brain Heenan cutting promos right by himself, looking right down the barrel of the camera, talking about comparing the real world's champion to Hulk Hogan is like comparing ice cream to horse manure. And he's physically holding what we know to be the WCW/NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And we're seeing this on WWF programming. People were losing their freaking mind. The belt showed up before Flair did. It wouldn't be long and Flair would be here. And it felt like it was obvious, especially when you start Flair's entrance into the company with this conversation. You've got the most prolific manager in the company talking about this title represents the real world champion, not like Hulk Hogan. Everyone assumes it's leading to Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania. It did not. We know why. We'll break that down in the coming weeks. There's a lot to unpack when you talk about August of 1991. As a reminder, we're just a couple of weeks removed from Hulk Hogan lying on Arsenio Hall about taking steroids. And that Coliseum video was filmed backstage at SummerSlam. That's the very show where Ultimate Warrior held Vince McMahon up, and he's finished up that same night. So there's a lot of moving pieces with Vince McMahon and the WWF in this era. But Dave Meltzer pointed something out on Twitter this week. The most ironic part of all this is the average fan at home will see this as another case of the WWF paying the big bucks to steal WCW's top names, and WCW as minor league because it couldn't compete money-wise with the WWF. Of course, in this situation, like in many of the situations, the reality is completely different. Those in charge seemingly didn't realize how important fans seeing the actual title change was and how important Flair was to the company. I think it's interesting because I'll admit, with the benefit of hindsight, we all remember Medusa showing up on Nitro during the Monday Night Wars and dropping the women's title in the trash can. But in fairness, Vince had done away with women's wrestling. There was going to be no more division. He doesn't care about the belt. There's no women wrestlers anymore. We don't care, in theory. But then in 97, we get this conversation about, I was scared that Brett was going to drop the belt in the trash can. Even though technically Brett was still under contract. They could have done other things, but whatever. I kind of forget in that conversation that 6 years before that, he had Bobby the Brain Heenan with the competitor's belt on his own program. That's interesting to me, John.
Yeah, and another thing, before I get to that, did you say that you rode a non-propelled bike up a hill?
Yeah, when I was a kid. It was 1991.
Was it a steep hill or just like?
I don't know how steep I would say it is.
Do you think you could do it now?
How long do I have?
I don't know. I mean, just like continuously, just straight up the hill.
Probably.
Starting from the bottom. Not starting like with a running start, starting from the bottom.
No, I started from the bottom. Now I'm here.
Okay. Just checking.
Now the whole fucking team's here.
Now who's here?
The whole fucking team. Hey, are we going to talk about wrestling belts and wrestling history? Or you just
yes, we are. Yeah, I thought this was like this is the ultimate fantasy booking. That obviously it didn't work out, and you're going to go into this in the next few weeks. I know there's some reasons there, but it was I think it was the ultimate fantasy booking. But sometimes inside baseball doesn't work as well as we think it will, and I think that's what a lot of this was. And I think that's was a lot of the problem that came from this storyline, because the storyline was fantastic.
It's a wonder that we didn't see more of it. I mean, it does feel like one of the biggest missed opportunities of the era. I know that there's a lot of younger listeners. I mean, I'll admit I was familiar with who Ric Flair was, but as a kid, I didn't understand the seriousness and the gravity of him coming over. It just felt like another storyline. I was into the baby faces. I wanted to see Sting and Hulk Hogan. That's where my 10-year-old fan brain was. Where were you guys? Let us know in the comments below. Was it a big deal when Bobby Heenan brought the big gold belt out on WWF TV? Because I would imagine as an adult fan, that would have felt like a huge storyline. But as a kid, I don't know that it mattered as much to me.
Conrad, one of the things when we were fighting with WCW, over Survival, we're doing like a 4.1. They're doing a 4.1 approximately, something like that, around a 4, low 4s, whatever it was. And so we always wondered if the audience was really a combined 8, or if the audience was 2 4s watching both programs. And I always figured that it was probably 2 4s, people watching the same program being counted twice. But when we went unopposed to WCW, we got a massive lesson. We do an 8.1 unopposed rate, which, by the way, Ron and I did an 8.6 wrestling each other in a segment there. I know you're going to bring that up, because you're like, there's John putting himself over again. And that wasn't me putting myself over again. 8.6. But we always wondered if there's 2 separate audiences. And it turns out it was. We didn't know that. We were, at least most of us didn't know that. Now, maybe the office had an inkling that it did. I think that was the key here with Flair. A lot of people now, when Hogan came down to WCW, it was different because Hogan had been in the movie. He had been on cover of Sports Illustrated. Hogan was a movie star as well. So it wasn't just like 2 wrestling fans. When Hogan came down, they did the biggest buy rate in WCW history. I think they could have done that in WWE but I don't think the audience knew WCW stars as well because you didn't get all that television. So unless you were an insider, that's why I say this is too much inside baseball. Unless you were an insider, you didn't know this is a really big freaking deal. This is the NWA champion coming up here to fight the WWE champion. There's all this history there. People didn't know that. People just knew what they knew from watching their television program. So I think there was the assumption that people knew this, and the assumption was just wrong.
Well, something we're not wrong about is Blue Chew Gold. Measure your days not in minutes or hours, but in boners and rounds with your woman with Blue Chew Gold. Blue Chew is better sex in a tablet. They combine 4 ingredients into one powerful solution. 2 ingredients to get you ready physically and 2 to support arousal and desire in the brain. It works fast and it lasts. I mean, it lasts almost as long as this damn bloodline storyline. Guys can now have a complete experience in the bedroom with Blue Chew Gold. And I'm going to be honest, Blue Chew Gold is hard to beat. How hard is it to beat? Even Roman Reigns couldn't beat it, and he beats everybody. There's a reason Blue Chew is the #1 brand for better sex. Experience it for yourself at BlueChew.com. You're going to have your wife demanding that she acknowledge you. So we've got a special deal for our listeners. Right now, when you buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, you get the 3rd for free with the promo code WRESTLE. That's promo code WRESTLE. You'll also receive an additional 10% off plus free overnight shipping on your first order. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring today's pod and the bedroom. All right, John, now it's time for one of my favorite segments of the show every week. We call it WrestleWorth. Think about it as our own version of Antique Roadshow for wrestling collectibles. Maybe you've got an item and you've often wondered, hey, I wonder what that's worth. Send us your picture. Send us your story of your items to WrestleWorth@gmail.com, and we'll show our resident expert, friend of the show. Let's welcome him in, Tony from Heritage Auctions. Tony, how's it going, man? How are you?
You know what? I'm in Las Vegas right now, and I'm about 2 miles from where I got to meet JBL for the first time in person. So I'm doing well.
That's when Tony got all fired up on me. I thought I'd grab freaking Tank Abbott. I go behind and grab. Next thing you know, I've got this MMA fighter all over me. Like, what? Hey, dude, settle down. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm just kidding.
I have never seen a human being that large in my life. And when he said, "Give me all your money," I'm like, I don't know anybody that big. And it was awesome.
It was awesome to see, Tony, and I do like it. But Conrad, though, I got a little bit of beef here because I'm on like curtain jerkers with him. I got all these different segments with him. But every time you come on, he goes, "Oh, there's my buddy Tony, my favorite segment of the whole week." Hello, Tony.
My goodness. Well, Tony, we're rounding the bases on the big auction. It's going down. It happens every year, and this is always one of the absolute biggest ones. It's the Platinum Night Auction. If you're a sports guy, this is the one for you. We're going to have a link in the description for today's show, but you can go type it in right now yourself at ha.com. And then you can actually sort by sport. Wrestling has its own category. There's 49 different items. The Hulk Hogan WrestleMania 2 belt right now is at $145,000. And they go all the way down for a couple $100 for a different item. So there's something for everybody in every budget. I've even got a piece of the Ric Flair robe up there, a lot of old title belts up there, some gorgeous George robes up there. Really cool stuff available now at ha.com. The auction comes to an end next weekend. So by all means, go out of your way, get registered right now. It's going to be a beehive of activity next weekend. I can't wait to see it. But I'm really excited to see something new that you've brought this week. Do you have some Legion of Doom memorabilia? What are we looking at today, Tony?
Yeah, we're actually getting a pair of Animals trunks that were worn by him towards the end of his career. But I love they got the LOD. And the cool thing is, if you look, there's an embroidery on it that says Animal on the inside, which makes it really, really neat. There you go, right there. And of course, everybody loves the shoulder pads, but these worn by Animal, and these were, probably the late 90s, early 2000s, but it's cool. It's got the LOD on it. I mean, arguably the greatest tag team of all time, and anything with from them is going to have significant value, and just a really cool piece. And again, you've got the autograph on it, and it's an unbelievable piece of wrestling history, really.
Tony, I would agree. Greatest tag team of all time. I've always said when people ask who the greatest commentator is, they're asking who's second, because Bobby Heenan is so far ahead of everybody else. Nobody even considers somebody might be in his category. Same thing with the Road Warriors. I think the Road Warriors, in my opinion, the greatest tag team of all time. But I'm a little surprised here. He had his gimmick name engraved on the inside of his trunks,
which is interesting because I'm guessing that Hawk must have had his embroidered as well. Is my guess.
I've never heard of that in my life. Of course, I never looked at the inside
like
of anybody's trunks but my own, but that seems abnormal to me.
When I saw it, I was kind of taken aback by it a little bit, but I'm guessing they were the same, and one had Hawk, one had Animal. I mean, I grew up in AWA country, so the Road Warriors were a huge deal my whole life, basically. And I mean, there's tag teams, and the Road Warriors, I mean, they fit the part. They were larger than life, and they had a staying power for a long, long time. And the nice thing is they are signed as well. So really cool piece of history.
Tony, I agree with everything you're saying about the Road Warriors. I remember one time I was in Reunion Arena. I was in college, I think it was, and Bill Watts was in the ring. And I remember he said, why you're so tough? I can't remember who was wrestling, but whoever was wrestling, why are you so tough? You have to carry a baseball bat with you. And he goes, I got something better than a baseball bat. And out came the Road Warriors. Brother, that Road Warrior pop, my God, that was legit. People joked about it later, but that Road Warrior pop, there was nothing like that. Those guys were so freaking over. But I'm still curious a little bit about the name. Is this like Gur Animals? Like, so did Animal match like the trunks with like the Animal like shoulder pads, so him and Hawk didn't get it mixed up or anything?
That's my guess. That's why they would have probably done that.
Because
I'm
like
guessing they were the same, and they had one with Hawk and one with Animal. And you don't see a lot of their stuff out there, to be honest with you. The shoulder pads, there's a couple pair that I've heard of, but anything else, you really don't see much of their stuff out there. There's autographs, they did do some shows, but there's just not enough of their ring-worn material out there, and these are really, really special.
I can't wait to see these up on auction. It's going to be interesting to see, what the final tally on this is. What sort of comparables do we have out there for Road Warrior stuff? I mean, we know that the high watermark for collectors, for a lot of collectors, is Hulk Hogan stuff. From a tag team perspective, it feels like LOD probably not going to reach the level of Hulk Hogan, but clearly most people would consider them to be one of, if not the biggest draw ever. Are there comparables out there? Have we seen shoulder pads or other things like that at auction before? What do you expect these trunks to go for?
Yeah, I mean, I think these would be above Demolition by far. The thing is, the shoulder pads are in private collections, and I have seen a couple pairs. I would think that these trunks would be 8,000 to 10,000, just because there's not a lot of their material out there. All collectors really have are autographs, and I mean, there were some cards that were made, but anything ring worn, especially from them, is tucked away in collections, and a lot of that stuff just never really comes to light at all. So I think these being one of the first pair that I've ever seen, I think they're going to do really well in auction.
We've got another really cool item that we want you to review. This was a listener submission, and we can verify that these are certainly authentic. There's no doubt about the chain of command, the provenance, if you will, the chain of title, we might call it, on home ownership. So we know that these are legit. I'm talking, of course, about a world-class championship wrestling ring skirt. This is an unbelievable find. You want to talk about nostalgia. This is really, really cool, but it's also really, really big. I know we've seen some of these trade before from a WCW perspective and certainly a WWE perspective, but I don't think I remember seeing one that was as unique as this, because it is as territory and nostalgia as it gets. You think about the Freebirds, you think about the Von Erichs, you think about the Sportatorium, you think about, being at Texas Stadium.
Hey, go real quick on it. There's Bronco and Percy.
Percy Pringle.
Oh my God, that's great.
Chat me up here, Tony. What do you think about ring skirts? This is something we've never discussed here on the program before.
This one really grabs me. I'm not gonna lie, because as a kid growing up, I watched World Class, and the first thing you would see when they would open up the program was that ring skirt, and to me, it is just so iconic. We did a estimate of 15 to 20,000, but I think this is going to exceed that number just because they didn't use a lot of these, and it's just the thing that you saw. There's not a lot of stuff from World Class. We've got an occasional, we'll get Kerry or David Von Erich items. We had Kevin's collection, which we sold about 5 years ago, which was really cool. They had some great jackets, but this is the thing. When they would start the program, that's what you would see. And I think this one really pulls at the heartstrings a lot for me and for collectors. And with us being based in Dallas, I think there's going to be a lot of interest in this just because it's World Class. And it was just so ahead of its time, to be honest with you, that I think 20 plus is the right estimate. But again, when you get guys that are going to really go after this, it's hard to put a number on it, because there's a lot of guys buying this type of thing now, and it's just such an iconic piece. The Sportatorium is long gone, and there's not much left from the Sportatorium. This is one of the pieces that really stands out to me, and I can't wait to get this. I think it got to our offices today, and I can't wait to see it in person, because it's not like they did 5 of these or 10 of these. This is probably the one that they used the whole way through, and it's just such an iconic look to it too.
Yeah, Tony, this is, if you grew up in the state of Texas, like I did, you saw this every week. This was one of the most iconic things. It'd be like growing up somewhere else and seeing the old WWF logo, the old real cool logo they had. But this is what you saw. I mean, this was my childhood, seeing this thing. This thing brings up so much memories. I was at the Athens Country Club early last year, and somebody was explaining to me about how big this celebrity was that they met or something. And this was in 2025. This wasn't in 1995. And he said, he's like a Von Erich. They haven't been big for 30 or 40 years. As far as in the state of Texas. Now the movie had come out and all this. I understand that, but that's what people use still as their barometer, as their measure for what a celebrity is. He's like a Von Erich. This thing's one of the most iconic things this would be so cool, especially if you grew up with World Class and you got buddies that did as well, to put this, at your house in your man cave or wherever it is. I would love to have something like this.
And the whole thing is World Class. I mean, I was growing up in Wisconsin, and we watched it Saturday night. So, it was worldwide. And it's just that's the first thing that you would see when they would open up the show. They had their promo that they did, but then that was the first thing that you saw at the Sportatorium was that skirt. And it just takes on so much extra meaning for fans and collectors as well, because everybody knows that sign right there.
Oh, yeah. And you look at what Fritz did with his TV program where he had the extra camera shoot. He had the ring mic'd, which nobody had done. Fritz was way ahead of everybody else. I mean, light years. I could see right now Bill Mercer standing in front of this thing, welcoming you to the show.
Oh, my God. Yeah. It's just such good memories. And Bill Mercer, he was around forever. He just passed away, what, a year ago, 2 years ago?
He did. He was either 99 or 100. He's the one that told Lee Harvey Oswald, that he had been charged with murdering the president.
Jesus, yeah.
He was a reporter, and they were doing a scrum with Lee Harvey Oswald. He goes, "I've not been charged," and he had just heard that he had. He goes, "No, I want to correct you. You've just been charged with murdering the president of the United States of America." So he was the one that told him. Mercer was a cool dude.
I wish I could have met him. I really do, because I just remember, him with the Freebirds, and what was it? Was it David Von Erich when he had to go? He was a servant for a day, I think it was. And they're just, I don't know. He was. It was
Jimmy. Was it Jimmy Garvin? Jimmy Garvin that had to be a David's servant for a day. It was one of the most iconic scenes in wrestling history when he had to go out to a farm and shovel a bunch of shit, literally, as part of his penance for losing.
It's just so. I always say I met Tony Schiavone at the National. And when I saw him at WrestleCon, 2 years ago, and I said, "You're my childhood." I mean, Bill Mercer was my childhood as well. I mean, those guys, you saw them every weekend on TV, and just, world class has such special meaning in wrestling history. It really, really does.
Tony, give us a number. What do you think a ring skirt from World Class could go for? Obviously, this is going to be a very unique item. It's going to require a unique way to display it. You're going to have some space. But man, what a cool piece of the action. Sometimes when you get something from an individual wrestler, you can attach the history of just their matches and their storylines. But something like this, it really encompasses the entire territory and everything that it stood for and all the guys that came through. Really cool piece. But I'm curious, just based on the size, what do you think? What is this going to go for? What would you value that?
My guess is 20,000 plus, but I still also think that you're going to get guys, maybe not even wrestling guys that are going to go after this, because keep in mind, World Class was worldwide. And I think just it's so unique and so special that, I mean, would it shock me if it went for 30,000? Absolutely not. It wouldn't shock me one bit, because, when you get in an auction like that, that's probably the only one that's ever going to sell. And it's not like there's another one behind it. And I just think something like that is so special. You don't want to look back and say, why didn't I go that one extra bit on it? And I just, for me as a fan, I just remember it so well. And so many other people do too. But in this one, you're not just, guys in Texas. You're going to get worldwide guys after this. This is their childhood. This is nostalgia. This is everything. And World Class will never be forgotten. They were just like JBL said, they were way ahead of their time with their camera angles. And, Fritz was just way ahead of his time, and they brought in everybody. And this one's going to be a fun one because we're going to promote the heck out of it. I can promise you that.
Well, I can't wait to see this one listed. I also can't wait to see what else we shake in the bushes. LOD trunks and a world-class ring skirt. What do you have laying around? Send us your picture. Send us your item. Send us your story. It's wrestleworth@gmail.com. And don't forget to go check out the Jeff Jarrett collection, the Hulk Hogan WrestleMania 2 belt, the Roddy Piper jacket, a piece of Ric Flair's robe. There's something for everybody live right now, and the auction ends next weekend. It's all a part of the Platinum Night. It's the summer auction. It's a big time. You got to go check it out. It's ha.com. Thanks for all the time today, Tony. This was fantastic.
Thanks, guys. Can't wait for next week.
Thank you. All right, time out. We got to talk about the rising liver health crisis here in America. It feels like it's unavoidable for the average American, but I know the feeling. A lot of people hesitate to do something when they think I'm going to have to start taking something for my cholesterol that I'm just not comfortable taking for the rest of my life. I feel like I need some other alternative. What you need is Dose. That's why more Americans are turning to these general alternatives with ingredients they recognize, like ginger and pomegranate. One of those alternatives is Dose for cholesterol. My wife stumbled on this years before they were a sponsor here on the podcast. She's been on her fitness journey. She's done all the research, and here's why she loves Dose. Dose for cholesterol is a clinically backed cholesterol support system that will target your triglycerides, your LDL, your HDL, and your total cholesterol levels. People absolutely love how easy it is to go ahead and make a meaningful difference show up in your blood work. I mean it. You're going to go ahead and see a before and after with Dose, and it's going to show up in your blood work. Your cholesterol, your LDL, your HDL, you're going to see better numbers. But what I love most about it is how easy it is to integrate into your routine. It's just a daily 2-ounce liquid shot that tastes like mango. There's no capsules. There's no powders. It doesn't get any easier than this. The ingredients are all things you're familiar with. I mean, who doesn't know about ginger and pomegranate? Dose for cholesterol, I consider to be an easy way to self-manage your cholesterol health and a great alternative to those conventional therapies. And did I mention that Dose for cholesterol can be delivered right to your door? And that makes getting the support you really need for your health easy to stick to. New customers right now can save 35% on your first month of subscription by going to dosedaily.co/wrestle or entering wrestle at checkout. That's dosedaily.co/wrestle for 35% off your first month subscription. That's DOSEDAILY.co/wrestle. So, John, I can't believe it, but you guys made some real wrestling history last weekend. Southern Honor Wrestling in the suburbs of Atlanta. How excited are you to share this footage of this week's episode of Curtain Jerkers, John?
Very few times in history do you realize that you're at a seminal moment that's going to impact the entire freaking globe. I mean, I don't know how people were around when Lou Thesz once debuted, or Jim Londos, or Bruno Sammartino, or Hulk Hogan, or Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I was there this weekend when Big Man Tater came out. The Earth's foundations shook. You could feel it, and you could feel time stand still, and you could feel more than that. You could feel not only time, it's time, it's time, it's Big Man Tater time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Curtain Jerkers.
Here I am, Canton, Georgia tonight, making my in-ring debut. Southern Honor Wrestling.
So we're not open yet. You're gonna have to step outside the.
I'm wrestling tonight.
Wait, who?
I'm one of the boys. Who are you?
I'm the commentator for Southern Honor Wrestling. Brandon Benefield.
I didn't recognize you with your suit on.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
And I'm so sweaty, man.
Tonight, I'm sweaty too, and I hadn't did anything. You've been working. My character has not been released yet. It is not the Big Slow. That is not it. You will know soon. Stay tuned. Follow me everywhere. Follow Southern Honor Wrestling as well. It's going down tonight. All right, we're here with Diana Michelle, 6-time, count them, 6-time.
Half a dozen.
Georgia
Half a dozen.
Ring Announcer of the Year.
That's right.
Ring Announcer Extraordinaire. You are the announcer tonight, Southern Honor Wrestling, for the Rumblejack, my wrestling debut. So, do you normally talk to all the wrestlers beforehand?
Usually, yes. I will go around and make sure I have all my information right, meaning.
Okay.
What is your gimmick?
My gimmick? It's right now it's just me.
What
but
is
I think I need something.
You can't come out as Cass Hill Kid. You're the next big thing.
Okay.
You're going to be the indie god. You're the next Brock Lesnar.
Okay, so I need a gimmick. You've seen a lot of wrestlers.
It can't be normal.
No,
Okay.
You're like
what do you mean?
gargantuous.
I'm a monster.
He kind of looks like Vader.
Lord, oh my God. Oh my
Vader.
God. I was going to say Lord Humongous, but you look like you do.
I could see Vader.
Vader? What if I'm Vader, John?
Oh, it's time.
Some variation?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Vader Jr.?
How about Big Van Tater?
Big Van
What about Big Man Tater?
Oh, Big Man Tater. See, that's why.
It even sounded hot when she said it.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Big
She's
Man
fantastic.
Tater.
She
Big
has
Man
two
Tater.
first names,
I
but
do.
she's like really beautiful and she's really good at what she does.
Big Man Tater. She's even creative.
Big Man
Big
Tater.
Man Tater.
Big Man Tater. I think that's got you written all over it.
But now what do I wear? Is there somebody here we can get gear from?
We can work it out.
You know
We
somebody?
got somebody.
Okay.
Do we?
Yeah.
You think
Want to go backstage?
he's like?
All right, let's go backstage with the boys.
There might be an issue here. It's like it's really a nice shirt. I don't know who blew it up for him. Last time I saw something that big, it had ropes on it.
Well, we got
All right?
ropes.
And it's like a Macy's. Like
If we've
he should
got
be
ropes to go
it's like
around
he
the
should be
ring.
floating down Macy's, toward Macy's.
Oh.
On 30.
I'm a monster. You got to position
No,
me as
you're
a
Lord
monster.
Humongous. You're
We got to
Big
measure
Man,
you, though.
Big Man Tater.
All right, let's go get whoever makes outfits. You know, you wrestlers love outfits.
It's gear. It's called gear.
It's what?
It's
actually
called gear.
It's
Gear.
called gear. It's called gear.
Okay, let's go to the outfit.
I
maker.
wear outfits. Y'all wear gear.
Okay, yeah.
That's right.
Right.
I
She
wear
looks
gear.
great in outfits. You're going to look
Like a Big Man Tater.
Big Man Tater. Big Man Tater.
Let's go find this.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go find this.
Buffet time. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And you're going to hit people in the corner and go, mash, mash, mash. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
I'm all for it.
Bro, you belong to Fantastic.
Get mashed.
Like you're the Fantastic Four with like concrete head and all that crap. Yeah, they're just like concrete.
Well, let's go. I'm running out of time.
Big Man Tater.
Big Man Tater it is.
He'll be fine.
Diana,
We're good.
she done named you.
Big Man Tater, you're good.
did it.
That's
I love
why
it.
she is
Diana came up with the name.
sixth time.
It's going to be 7 time after tonight.
That's right.
This
is
is
like
history. She introduced
Oh,
Big Man
yeah.
Tater to the world.
Brother, if you'd have been in Atlanta when Ted Turner was alive,
Yeah.
it'd have been like 830 weeks.
830. Let's go. Let's start a new 83 weeks tonight.
So we got this is the Rumble Jack, right? It's tonight's the Rumble Jack. 35 contestants. And me, 36. But you know, if I go, you gotta follow me, bro, everywhere I go. So if I hit the jack, you just stay with the camera. We're going. Hi, gentlemen, how are you, brother? How you doing? Hey, Cooper. Jamie Dundee.
Come check out my stuff over here.
Let me see, bro. Listen, I got a I Love Jamie room in my house. That's what my wife and all them call it. And it's big as this room here. And it's got so much memorabilia. So I need something from my room from you, bro. Oh, let me read these. Yeah, because, you know, I got all kind of shirts. I got a bunch of good shirts in my bag, but they told me I couldn't wear them.
What the fuck?
Yeah, one of them says, I'm not always a dick. Just kidding. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I like that. Well, look, what about this one?
Let me see.
I slapped my thigh during back shots.
Oh, yeah. You talking about? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wait. I got Narcan that the fucking blood out of you. That's great. That doesn't work for me, brother. Beer, gas station, Rhino Pills, deathmatch wrestling. Yeah. That's Necro Butcher.
Hell yeah.
That's Necro Pondo. I just saw a podcast with Pondo the other day, and he says, Jamie Dundee one time told me to take Sid Vicious, my scissors. He said, so I went in there, Sid's tiny boots, and he said, and I had the blades towards me, and Sid said, fuck you want me to do with them? Shove them up your ass. And he said, no, I don't want that. And he came to me, and I go, are you fucking stupid, Pondo? Him and Orange just stabbed each other with fucking scissors. And he's like, he said, not only would he have killed me, nobody could have pulled him off of me. I'm like, well, why would you be dumb to go tell Sid Vicious you got fucking scissors for him? Autistic by birth, pro wrestling fan body. Yes, that is fucking great. And I'm very autistic. My wife tells me that all the time. And yeah, listen, but I say I don't know how to draw. She's like, that's artistic, you fucking idiot. We'll work for a half ounce. Fuck, that's great.
Work for the half ounce.
That is great. Jerry Lawler one time, I showed up at TV drunk because the TV started at 9 and when the titty bar didn't close till 6. So we were always fucked up when we go to TV. And I went there and he told me to stop being late because I was drunk. So I just went to TV studio drunk and laid down. And he made a bunch of signs and put Jamie will wrestle for food. And please pay. And listen, and then one time, you know, we wrestled in Channel 5 TV studio, right? One time there was like, I don't know, a fucking war broke out or some shit, and they had to go live, and I was asleep under the desk. And when they came in and went live, the guy was going, nah, like, don't move. And I'm laying under there thinking, what the fuck? Yeah, a lot of fun in TV studios.
Cassio, what in the blue living hell
Look,
have you done? You're in a wrestling match, your first ever. This is it.
Right.
This is your great debut. This is
Big
like
night.
Rocky Maivia coming out.
big night tonight.
Huge night.
I think we figured it out, John. We were talking to
You don't have any gear.
Well, here's the deal.
You got nothing.
We've got the
You're
gear.
in flip-flops.
This is why we called you here. We need your help. This is Clint, world-renowned gear maker, okay? We need your help. We figured out, I talked to the lovely Diana. She said I look like Vader.
Vader.
What do you think? Okay. John? Vader?
It's time. I fear no man.
See?
I eat all my fries.
I fear no buffet.
I fear no buffet. Clint,
So-
this man right here, he's the biggest thing since the Hindenburg.
He is big.
The show is in 4 hours. Can
Remember
you
that
pull
old
something?
guy that just retired, Brock Lesnar?
Yeah.
While retired, he's old. That's the next big thing right there. That's the next Brock Lesnar right there.
Next Brock Lesnar.
Tonight, history begins.
Are you going to be Heyman?
Yes.
I guess I could be, yeah. Absolutely.
I like that.
I fear no
Gotta get
man.
a little bigger.
I feel no pain.
Can you whip
need an
something up
outfit.
in
I
4
pass up
hours?
no buffet.
4 hours?
4 hours.
This is what you called me for? 4 hours.
You're a magician from
You've
what I
got
hear.
your stuff.
I'm a midget?
No, you're not a midget. No.
Oh.
Jamie Dundee
Magician.
Jamie Dundee has things to say about that. I don't completely agree with that. Apparently, if you're part of the Native Nation, you have a problem with that. Anyway, that's a separate story.
All right. Okay. Do you want to measure me and see what you can sling together?
My tape measure only goes up to
There's
120.
you know, hey, there's a garden hose outside. Just wrap it around him and then step it
Mark.
off. And then step it off.
There we go. There we go.
Guys, I'm not that big.
You know, I think I can pull this off.
Oh.
I just don't know if I have enough fabric.
Wow. Maybe just like make a singlet out of it. Maybe like just trunks.
Just trunk.
You don't have- you
I
don't
like that.
have-
I
you
like
don't have enough-
skinny trunks.
Oh yeah, skinny.
Like cheeks hanging
like
out.
Pillman used to use when he first started. He had like micro briefs. You know?
Oh, yeah.
That's what he needs.
I mean Daisy Pukes.
Yeah, he needs some Daisy Pukes.
All right. I got a vision in my head. We'll try to get you
It's
measured.
time.
I might have
It's time.
I might have to tie these together to measure him.
That's fine.
Are you ready?
All right, let's do it. Let's do this.
All right. You want to
This is your big debut, Cassio.
All right, let's see here.
Holy cow! You need
John,
help?
hold the
John,
John, can you hand him that?
Oh my
Hand me
goodness!
the other end.
Good grief!
There we go. There we go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Nice. Wow, I've never seen a waist that big. 65?
I didn't know what. What's 65? I'm not 65.
You're 65.
No, that's my blood sugar.
That's over 5.5 feet.
My sugar's low. 5.5 feet.
5.5 feet of belly.
5.5 feet round.
Let's see. I gotta make a jock strap for your head.
Oh, a jock strap.
Oh, we need a jock strap for your head. You gotta put it on there because you need to tell everybody it's time.
That's
It's time.
That's a big ass head.
Hell yeah! See?
Time for you to make my gear.
Oh hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's the next big thing.
Time.
Bam! Bam!
What time is it? We gotta get ready. You gotta get. Are you ready?
I'm just coming out to help you.
Here we go.
He's gonna be huge. He's gonna be fucking huge. He is. I'm telling you. He is the indie god.
Oh, here we go, man. I'm hungry too. I like pizza, bro. I love pizza, man. What am I? Well, as my mama says, a pain in the ass. But I'm Jamie Dundee. Nice to meet you. I'm representing Ring Classics, pro wrestling, and all the sexy dudes in the world, like myself.
They love. What do y'all like to watch?
UFC, yeah. I challenged Ken Shamrock one time, all drunk and stuff, and it was really a funny story. You could ask any wrestler. I'd tell them when Dundee challenged Ken Shamrock. You can look it up online. It's really funny.
Well, have fun tonight.
I always have fun. Life is fun. Life is what you make it. Thank you, darling. Did you like my haircut?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I ran out of money. I told him a little off the side, but I ran out of money. So
Well, that's why you're here.
that's right. I'm here to get paid. That's right. And I'm representing tonight. I'm representing Ring Classics, man. And we got the big battle royal tonight. 35 men and me, 36. But everywhere I go, I take the camera. So
They were asking us to be ring girls, but we have.
you can be a ring girl, darling. You're busy tonight, aren't you? Yeah, I understand. Y'all have a good night. Nice to meet y'all. Hey, man, how you doing? Can I get an ice water, bro? I'm hot, man.
Got you right here.
Thank you very much, man.
Get some ice.
It's hard work out here trying to make a dollar. Thank you very much, sir.
Absolutely.
What's your name?
Casey.
Casey, I'm Jamie Dundee. Nice to meet you, brother. Oh, wait, water is not shutting off. Something's going on. What's going on here, Casey? It ain't shutting off. Push it down. Oh, gosh. All right. That's good. Makes good TV. Hey, who's your favorite wrestler, bro?
AJ Styles.
Oh, my God, spill water on you. I'm sorry, man. AJ Styles told me to do that. That's why I did it. I'm sorry, sorry, bro. But listen, AJ Styles, phenomenal.
All right, so by now you know how I feel about home ownership. Owning a home is amazing until it's not. You know, 1 minute you're sipping coffee and the next you're ankle deep in water from a bursted pipe. Repairs don't care about timing, and they definitely don't care about your budget. And regular homeowners insurance doesn't cover a lot of the day-to-day wear and tear. You know, things like your plumbing failures, your HVAC breakdowns, your electrical issues. Man, you're often on your own for those. And that's where HomeServe comes in. Think of it as like a subscription for your home. For as little as just $4.99 a month, they've got your back. These repairs can hit fast and hard. You could be searching for a contractor in a panic, or you could already be on the phone with HomeServe's 24/7 hotline scheduling a repair. It's super simple. Choose a plan for your needs and budget, and when something on your plan goes wrong, just call their 24/7 hotline to start the repair process. They've helped homeowners like you for over 20 years with a trusted national network of over 2,600 local contractors. With nearly 4.5 million customers, an average 4.8 out of 5 post-repair rating, and an A+ with the BBB, these guys are the real deal. I use HomeServe, and you should too. I'm a big believer in this product, especially if you've had a nightmare situation like my parents did. A couple of years ago, they had a pipe burst, but it didn't burst in their kitchen. It didn't burst in their bathroom. It burst in their closet. Yeah, in the attic in the closet is where they had a water heater just for their master bathroom. Well, they didn't see it. Not only did it ruin everything in the closet, including the flooring, it seeped out under the tile in the bathroom. Man, they would have been out a mint if it weren't for HomeServe. Join the millions of customers who trust HomeServe, just like my parents. For 50% less your first year, go to homeserve.com/wrestle. That's homeserve.com/wrestle for 50% less savings compared to renewal price, void in Florida.
John, I did it. I don't know how I pulled it off in time, but I did it. I had to go to the ring truck and dig out tarps. I found an old ring apron. I cut it all up. I pieced it back together. I got the outfit done. He looks amazing.
You used a ring apron and tarp.
Well, yeah, I had to piece them all together to get enough fabric. You know.
Did it work?
It worked. You won't believe it. You will not believe it. He looks so amazing. I present to you Big Man Tater.
It's time!
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! It looks like Leon. This is awesome. Oh my goodness!
Yeah!
Oh, get a guy in the corner. Wham! 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 Get out of there!
I feel strong.
Oh, you look strong.
Yeah!
You look like a beast. You're the man. Who's the man? Who's the man? Who's the man? I feel no pain. I fear no man. You the man.
I feel fast.
You feel fast? Fast. Yeah, fast. I thought you slipped and said fat. I think you're fast.
I don't feel fat anymore.
No, you don't look fat at all. You look slim. You look mean. You look huge.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, bam.
Ah!
Good grief. Oh,
no.
Easy. Hey, I can't control
Call
him.
him off.
I can't
Call
control
him
him.
off.
I can't control him. He does what he wants. He eats what he wants. He sits where he wants. He does whatever he wants.
I believe
Did I
it.
say he eats when he wants? Hey, he's got the big man's got the giggles. He giggles when he wants. He does whatever he wants.
He
Cliff.
smells like tater tots.
I just ate some.
Extra ketchup?
Did you get
Little tight on the tots, by the way. We should have measured.
Did you get the ring apron from the fair?
Yeah.
He smells
what this is,
like
ring apron?
he smells like a corn dog.
That was before I got here.
Okay, all right.
I smell like a corn dog.
I think. Oh, you do. Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know.
He's got corn dogs.
I wake up on Fridays smelling like corn dogs. It's a thing.
I tell you what, I'm
It's a
glad
thing.
you're disarmingly
Thursday nights are wild.
funny right now. I'm glad of that because you're imposing. You're a monster.
I'm scared sitting here.
Oh yeah, brother, you look like you're an Avenger. No, you're the guy who fights the Avengers.
Is this a jock strap?
Well, that's what I used. I just painted it brown.
But somebody else used it too.
Well,
I know you used it.
It's John's jock strap. I mean,
He asked me to borrow a jog strap. I didn't know what for. I had one, back from college, and so I just thought, well, hell, I'll just give it to him.
Yeah.
So he used my jock strap.
Well, all right, wait. Look, we got one more thing though.
one more. Okay.
Vader, he had the big mastodon head.
Oh yeah, you got a huge head. Just like, I mean, I'm looking at your head. It looks like
You think we could come up with something?
We're like 30 minutes before
Yeah,
the show.
with 30 minutes. It's just something to put on my head.
All right,
need
I'll go
like
get
a
busy
bucket
again.
to cover your head.
A bucket?
A bucket, yeah.
Like a 5-gallon bucket?
Oh yeah, no, you got about an 8-gallon head.
Look at this. He does good work. He can come up with something better than a bucket.
Probably, but it'd be like a 11-gallon bucket. You got a 12-gallon head. Big water head.
Am I ready for this?
You are. Be like a water head rhino.
I can't tell if you're slamming me or not.
No,
right
I'm
now.
on your side.
Are you ribbing me?
You are the next big thing. You are it. You're an indie guy.
You gotta give me the push,
You're gonna
man.
raw, brother. Let me tell you.
I'm your new Baron.
Wait till TKO sees you. Oh, they're gonna unload. They're gonna back up the Brinks truck. Is what they're gonna do.
Come on.
Back up the truck.
Why does
back up the truck?
Why does everybody say I'm too old for this? I mean, I'm younger than DDP was when he started out.
That doesn't really boost your case.
Oh. All right. Well, I'm ready.
A lot of people say
I don't know what we do now, but I'm ready.
You go out there and just eat people up. You guzzle them. Guzzle them. Boom!
Wait a minute.
Give them nothing.
Wait.
Treat them all like jobbers.
What about
like
shoes?
1984 jobbers to the Road Warriors.
Shoes. What should I do? I didn't think about shoes.
You don't have any boots?
Why would I have boots?
Well, you didn't have any gear.
I know, he made them. We didn't ask him to make boots. Can he make wrestling boots? I don't think that's a thing.
Clint can do anything.
All right, we're here with the one and only Adam Priest, baby, my fellow Alabama wrestler.
See you, buddy.
AEW contracted wrestler.
That's
my
what
friend.
they say. That's
Huh?
what they say. I tricked them into it, but that's what they say.
You are in Rumble Jack 8 with
I am.
me, your idol, Big Man Tater.
Unfortunately, yes. But here's my thing. Are we going to have a partnership, or are you going to do some fuck shit and try to mess with me and your boy, JBL?
Could you define doing some fuck shit?
Come out fucking smashing guys.
Bam!
Yeah. I heard
Huh?
you doing that earlier.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to give to him? Are we all on the agreement, or are you going to do some fuck shit?
No, he's my partner. Are you gonna? Let's be a trio.
Okay.
We could be trio champions.
He went to train the other day at MMA gym. He says, can I use the heavy bag? No, you are a heavy bag.
Yeah, they just tried to hang him up.
That's right, they
fucking
did.
in there.
And
Yeah,
he
yeah.
got mad and left. But I'm on your
Okay.
side.
I thought we were on the same side.
We're on the same side here.
We're gonna see if this goes well. We could be Southern Honor Menage a Trois champions. What do y'all call it? There's three of you on a team.
I know
That's
what that
three of you
means.
on a team.
I don't think we need. There's no menage anything between
No,
us
there
three.
ain't no.
Yeah.
And there ain't no artois either.
We are here with the man, the myth, the legend, Brandon Benefield. How are you, sir? Multiple promotions you do the announcing for.
Yeah, I do commentary across Georgia. We're here, of course, tonight for Southern Honor
Southern
Wrestling.
Honor.
The Rumble Jack, you're making your huge debut. I appreciate
Yes.
you guys having me. This is great.
Thank you for joining
Yeah.
us. Now, couple things.
Okay.
First of all, how did you get roped in with Conrad as one of your announcing partners? How do you deal with that?
I blame QT Marshall.
How do you deal with him?
It's great. No, it's great. I think we have a lot of fun over at
Do you?
1FW.
You don't sound like it.
Yeah, no, it's great. Well, because
He sounds like he's having a blast.
Because he's eyeballing me right from behind the camera there. I gotta watch what I say.
If he weren't here, what would you say about him?
Hey, it's tater time. I noticed you got the new tater gimmick there. That's pretty cool.
Okay. So, what do you normally do to get ready for a show?
Actually, yeah. So, with it being your debut,
I
usually got to get some notes from the guys. By the way, a lot of guys walking around backstage. Rumble Jack. There's over 30 guys going to be in this Rumble tonight. And
Yes.
Jamie Dundee. I met him backstage. Shook
Yeah.
his hand. I don't know. He
See?
was wearing a blue glove for some reason, but
He's a germaphobe.
Don't ask.
Yeah,
Do not
germaphobe.
ask. Yeah,
that glove, but
germaphobe.
anyways.
That's all.
If he's wearing a glove, it don't count.
It
apparently.
doesn't matter.
I don't know what that means. but-
Anyways, no, but yeah. So,
So you normally talk to the wrestlers?
I get some of your info. For instance, do you
Look
have
at this.
any athletic background that you had that because you didn't wrestle in high school or anything, did you?
I played. I did not wrestle in high. I played Pee Wee football. I was a guard.
Okay.
Offensive guard. And I
Okay.
did the onside kicks.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Never scored a touchdown or anything like that?
No, no.
Any big accolades that I could add to the...
I got class clown.
Okay.
I got sloppy as sophomore.
Sloppy as sophomore?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Is
what
that-
is- what does that even mean?
Just
Isn't that kind of like degrading? I mean, shouldn't you not do that? Like, well, that was
I
not.
know.
That
I was a
not
senior. That was the weird part.
Really?
I got voted sloppy as sophomore.
That's bullshit. Did you get?
I thought I was
like,
going to get most school spirit.
Did you get like all 3 years, like sophomore,
Yeah.
junior, and
back
senior?
to back reigning champ?
All three.
I mean, you would think in a woke world they wouldn't do things like that and be mean to kids.
Well, this was a different time. What just happened?
Was that?
That looked like Nacho?
Was that who I thought it was?
Was that Nacho Libre?
Anyways, I got it. Well, I got to
I
talk
work
to him
at
next.
AAA, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I guess that was. It looked like a Nacho Libre.
Okay.
You know, he's a very famous guy. He's like El Santos.
This
Legend.
is huge. We
Mexican
got
legend.
international
Yeah.
stars here at the Rumble
Huge.
Jack.
Yeah.
He's like Mil Mascaras. No yobs. No yobs.
Yeah. You're not the only masked man here tonight in the Rumble
I
Jack.
know, now I got competition.
Yeah. I was going to ask, do you have any like signature move names or finishing move
Now
name?
wait a minute.
anything
Is,
like
Tater
is
bomb?
Pee Wee football the extent of your athletic background?
Oh yeah, were we still on the athleticism? I didn't know if there was anything else.
I played I played T-ball. I
feel
was the
like
catcher.
I feel like you're lying word by word right
I'm
now.
not. I played T-ball as the catcher.
T-ball.
There's the catcher doesn't do anything. You stand by the umpire.
I didn't realize it at the time, but yeah, when you say it, like the older I got, I realized they were just sticking me back there because they needed somebody on the team. But I was technically
Kind of like the right fielder.
Well, they do.
When you're in Little League, they put you in right field.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you're not
because
any
nobody's
good.
ever hitting it out there.
But in
Yeah.
T-ball, you'd be like the catcher.
Yeah.
Well, they put me in right field. They put you in catcher.
Yes,
I see.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I ran a race one time with a female, my ex-wife now. But at the time, we ran a race, and she pushed me down, and I broke my ribs.
so you didn't win.
I technically won. I fell across the line.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's athletic, right? Is that
You know
athletic?
better than I do. Is any of this true? I can't tell.
that
if
athletic?
I'm not sure. So when your wife pushed you down, then
Yeah.
she filed for divorce right after?
It started the proceedings.
So ex-wife.
Okay.
It was downhill after that.
I'm not sure of the veracity of anything he's saying.
Yeah. Should I mention the ex-wife?
Broken ribs.
Ribs.
I broke a rib.
Wait, you're ribbing us right now?
No, I broke a rib.
Oh, you broke a
Yeah.
rib.
They had to do that gauze around me, like
Yeah,
in the
broken.
How much gauze did they take?
All of it.
a whole roll.
Wow.
They were out in the state of Alabama for a while.
That was like with
They were out of gauze like for 6 months in Alabama.
You like with a broken rib, be like an anteater with a runny nose.
Like what?
An anteater with a runny nose.
I was like, how did y'all get it to X-ray through all this to see my ribs? It's a lot of layers for it to get through. That's
Yeah.
how good that technology is.
Yeah.
So do you have anything to work with?
Well, I
yet?
was wondering, do you have any move names? Have you come up with any
The
move
tater
names?
bomb.
The tater bomb.
Yeah. I'm gonna scream, "Get mashed!"
Tater time.
Tater time.
Tater time.
Well, that's
for
on
sure.
the gear.
Right
I
here.
can, okay.
You need to spell it.
Tater.
Tater time.
And what's your height and weight?
I'm probably 6'4", 225.
6'4"?
Yeah.
225?
Yeah. Did you say you had lifts I can put in my flip flops? John?
Did I what?
You said you had lifts I could put in my flip flops?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got I got the old
6'4".
All right,
225. That's what my
Now,
ID says.
Is that kilograms?
Stones. Excuse me, scones.
Scones.
I weigh 22 and a quarter scones.
All right, so I wrote taters. I wrote clown.
Was that just your thought? Because I didn't say that.
Did you not say that? I wrote clown. I wrote ex-wife, broken rib.
Why did you write down taters?
I know. I mean, that was first. That's what he wrote
I mean,
down.
you
when
really
he
wrote
sat-
down taters, but why did
That
you
was
write
his
down
first thought when he
taters?
sat down.
I think that was just going through my head. Sorry.
Does he look edible?
He
or-
was talking about taters. Anyways,
and,
T-ball.
you're thinking I'd like some taters right now.
Yeah, kind of.
So you put down
A little bit.
All right.
I wrote
Maybe
T-ball.
some hash browns.
T-ball, tater bomb, scones. 225, 6'4".
I think you got a lot.
I
to
think
work.
I've got plenty.
Where am I from?
Oh yeah, parts unknown
The
or
potato patch.
Idaho.
The potato Idaho.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Idaho.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Diana Michelle, she's in earshot.
Yeah.
She needs to know that for her
She
ring
needs to know
announcement.
from Idaho.
Yeah, Diana Michelle, Idaho. Okay,
This is
from
good
Idaho,
stuff.
potato. Okay.
You got a lot to work with.
I think we've got plenty.
Don't mess any of it up.
Yeah, I got
I'm
plenty.
a big time star now. I'm going to be.
Yeah.
He's
Right?
going to be. He's not a wrestler yet, but he's
I'm going to be
he's
the new
next-
indie god.
He's the going to be the new indie god
Indie
after
god?
tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because Zack Ryder is left. He's not
Okay.
an indie god anymore.
Yep.
Okay.
Position's opening.
He's going to be the indie god.
We're going to take a poll.
This is gonna be something.
Tonight's
It's gonna be
tonight, man. You're
something.
witnessing history.
It's gonna be
You are
something.
witnessing history.
I'm looking forward to it.
I look forward to it.
It's like watching Jack Briscoe debut.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah.
Was that good or bad?
Jerry Briscoe is going to beat you up for even asking that question.
I got to get ready. I got to stretch before this match.
You do?
Yeah.
You can't pull
I'm
fat.
talking about the material. It's tight. I can't even breathe in this thing.
Big Man Tater.
Come on!
Bam!
It's tater time!
It's time. It's time. It's tater time.
Well, Don, I gotta tell you.
So I know you're going to tell me something. Can I ask you something?
The Casio kid, there he is. And look at the microwave opens. And look at the mask.
I have a legitimate serious question. What the hell am I looking at?
The Casio kid, we talked to him before the show. He was trying to figure out what his gimmick would be.
And Tater.
Diana told him that he looked like Big Man Vader. Well, somehow or another.
So Big Man Tater.
That turned into Big Man Tater.
That's what we came up with?
Casio, Big Man Tater making his wrestling debut. Here, throw some Hot Pockets in there. We got a microwave sitting on our table now.
If you look like a spider, you're Spider-Man. If you move like a bat, you're Batman. If you're built like a tater, we got Big Man Tater.
Oh, look at this! Adam Priest! Adam Priest has been eliminated by Big Man Tater!
Lemon Pepper's supposed to go with taters. What is this?
And listen to the Tater chant. Wait a second.
Final entrant.
Well, I thought Big Man Tater was the final entrant.
Holy hell, he's here! John Bradshaw Layfield is here, scaring the piss out of Adam Priest.
Priest can't believe what he just saw in the entranceway. JBL, you heard Diana just say, a surprise entrant. JBL in the Rumble Jack.
Oh, let me have this, please. I'm begging you, let me have this.
Adrian Alanis.
Clothesline from hell.
JBL coming to the aid of his podcast co-host, Big Man Tater, the Casio Kid. Look at CT Keys, he didn't want none.
And JBL now grabbing Adrian Alanis. What's he thinking?
Look at the legends in the ring right now. You've got Gangrel, you've got James Storm, you've got JBL, and you've got Big Man Tater.
And you know we also got Adrian Alanis about to be a dead man for what Tater's about to do. Tater, no, please.
Are you kidding me?
Tater, Adrian's my friend. Please do not do it.
You need to pick some new friends because we're getting ready.
JBL, stop encouraging
We're
this.
getting ready for the Tater Bomb. JBL thinking twice.
From the top?
JBL wants him to do a moonsault.
No! No! No, stop it. Stop encouraging this.
Oh, wait a second. Oh!
But Brady Pierce.
An inadvertent shot there from Brady Pierce. And Tater's trying to hang on. Oh, but look at Priest. Oh, look at Priest.
Oh, Priest getting shoved off.
Priest angry. Oh, look at Tater. Tater's going after him, but Tater inadvertently eliminated himself.
Oh, and Priest. He's just trying to survive at this point, even using referees as human shields. Might even use cameramen and women.
Well, Tater has eliminated himself, and he just realized it.
So now JBL is down a friend, and Brady Pierce, I don't know if you see it, but he's got the most sinister smile on his face.
Well, look at who all's back in the ring here. This crowd is going absolutely nuts here tonight for these legends. Look at the hug between Gangrel and JBL.
JBL, I mean, he didn't go over the top rope, but he made it seem like he was, I guess, forfeiting his spot.
I guess. Uh-oh.
It's Tater time. Yeah. I fear no food. It's time! It's time! It's Tater time! It's time! Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the greatest thing that's ever happened to this earth. The biggest thing since Jumbo when the Canadians killed him. That's a different story. Goliath, the Nephilim, stuck together. It is, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. It is time. It is Tater time. It is Big Man Tater.
It's the Mastodon. I don't know why I was yelling.
How you doing, Big Man Tater?
JBL, it's the Mastodon. Get it right.
What'd I call you?
It's the Mastodon. Tater
You're the
time
Mastodon.
is
You
here.
mash things. You mash things. You're the Mastodon.
Yes, get mashed.
Mash.
Baby.
Smash. Bash. Crash.
First of all, JBL, thank you for coming to my save at the Rumble Jack, Southern Honor Wrestling.
Bam. That's what we do.
Next time when you get the clout and share a picture of me and you together, if you'd tag me on social media, that would really help my career. You just took all the clout by yourself.
I didn't know Mastodon had a Twitter. Don't get hot, Mr. fucking Twitter.
All of you, I retweet everything. I am a wrestler now. I'm in the business with you. You have to respect me, even though I did not put up any chairs at all. I broke one backstage, as you witnessed at catering. I did not put up any chairs, though.
Did you turn down putting up chairs?
No, I was not offered to put up chairs. No.
So you were not told to put up chairs. You just didn't do it.
Yeah, I was talent they brought in just for the Rumble Jack, clearly.
You like snuck in, late, not let anybody know that you were there.
Correct. Well, they don't know who I am without the mask. So I was walking around. Now, my favorite is you were a surprise entrance, and you came up, pulled literally to the entrance of the venue, almost ran over a fan, honking the horn with your hat on.
That could be a true story.
The surprise entrance. You ran over the kid standing in line.
I was wanting to pull in the building, but I couldn't get in because that stupid
Closed
kid.
on the ticket taker, and I'm a
that
surprised
stupid kid was under the car. I was dragging him for a while. I couldn't get in.
John, what is happening? Why? I mean, look, we thought Big Man Tater was going to get over. We did not think he was going to be this over.
I think it had something to do with the microwave and the cosmic freaking vibes that happened, and it's changed the entire world. And now you are the only modern day Avenger that there is.
I think one of my favorite parts of the whole thing, there's many. One, I didn't get injured, which was the big key. Two, I think my new bestie is Gangrel. He's my new bestie. He got a tater chant started in the middle of the match. I mean,
Gangrel's the best. Gangrel is absolutely the best. I completely agree with you.
I never talked to him or met him before that night. And then what's funny is I'm getting in the car to leave. His ride is picking him up to take him to the airport. And I just pass him and he goes, "Bye, Tater." And I just thought, what's happening? I have a vampire yelling "Bye, Tater" to me right now.
So
what's happening?
After you left the arena and went to the back chasing after Adam Priest because you wanted to eat him.
Yes.
You were gone. And
Didn't catch him. No shocker. Didn't catch him.
He's fast. He's really
super fast.
Super fast. They were in the ring doing the finish. This is like the big finish of like a 30-something man battle royal Rumble Jack or Rumble Jerry, as Mr. Briscoe would call it, because he's the jealous. But like he's doing this Rumble Jerry. They were chanting Tater then.
Yeah.
And you weren't even out there.
There was 6 legit contenders in the ring, and they were chanting Tater.
That is over.
I took my first pictures with fans after the show. A lot of kids love Big Man Tater, and then of course we got in and went to Waffle House, and of course I didn't have time to change. I mean, gimmick. Did you run into that problem a lot? Where you had to go eat afterwards and we're still in, well, you don't really have a gimmick.
We don't have a gimmick.
I mean, it's just you and then you put a hat on and get down to your underwear and it's you.
I'll wrestle in my underwear.
I think Silva's got a few pictures of you wrestling in your underwear.
Silva probably does. Well,
yeah,
look at that.
See, there we go.
See, that's from my OnlyFats page. Don Marie has joined OnlyFans.
Look at that. It was flopping around that night.
Oh, you dang right it was. And I've joined OnlyFats.
Hurricane Helm's sign in the back. He's a big fan, I heard, of Big Man
Absolutely.
Tater. Oh, look at that one. You look
That's
like
Finley
you're
at
clotheslining
WrestleMania.
Larry Thompson, Conrad's dad.
That was right after I hit Hornswoggle with a trash can, the greatest moment of my life.
I can tell by the small package you've got there.
Why you got to call it? That's not nice. You're as
Well,
bad
I
as
mean,
Conrad. I found out Conrad hates all freaking Islanders. You hate Islanders too?
Every time I watch y'all, I'm sitting here watching y'all getting ready for this. Y'all just fight. Do y'all even like each other?
Well, he gets mad for no reasons. He has all these things that he and Dave still get together and plan all these introductions and things. If I say anything, they go, "Oh, you said something. You got CTE." Why don't you CTE my balls?
John, here's the deal. I need to ask you advice because I now have promotions all over the country reaching out, trying to book Big Man Tater.
Yeah.
How should I address these? We didn't really think past this. They're asking what's my asking price? Should I just match you so that way we're even, or what do you think there?
How are you going to get the microwave through the metal detectors?
Oh, that's a good call. That's a good call. Microwave. And by the way, you saw microwave star of the show, really.
The microwave got over. It really did.
Some of my favorite comments online were, I hated this, and then he came out in the microwave, and I loved every bit of it.
The funny part was, or ironic is probably a better term, is that nobody knew you were there and nobody knew who you were. And you come out with this microwave on your head, and all of a sudden the fans realize that they love you.
Yeah, the disappointment when it rang and it said our final entrant, and then it said Big Man Tater, and they were like,
then they realize
what?
They're part of the greatest introduction in wrestling history.
Could you believe how athletic I was in that ring?
It was hard to believe. I mean, you were really freaking moving really well.
Yeah.
Don't go to Canada. I was in Canada, and Jumbo, the big elephant from P.T. Barnum and Bailey Circus.
Yeah,
he got killed in Canada, and I was up there, and it was like I went to this town, and there's like this fundraiser, and these pictures of Jumbo everywhere. And I saw it's pretty cool. Was Jumbo born here? They go, no, he got run over by a train and killed here.
Are you trying to say I'm the size of Jumbo? I don't know why you're warning me about that.
Because you're the mastodon.
The mastodon, see?
Yeah.
I could get run over by a train.
You could, but you probably would hurt the train.
Well, successful debut. Adam Priest, when I finally did catch up to him, said, hey, you got over. You got a chant going. You eliminated an AEW contracted wrestler. I had a Hall of Famer come in and save me. I got what should be a Hall of Famer, Gangrel. Had him start a Tater chant. I bumped QT Marshall, James Storm. I was in there with talent. Got out of there unhurt. By the way, didn't get eliminated. I know I accidentally eliminated myself, but nobody can say that they beat me, first of all. I think I should retire.
I think you're just getting started.
Really? Okay.
Oh my God, yeah. And you're a bit like Mil Mascaras. For one, nobody's ever seen you without the mask. Nobody knows what you look like.
No.
And two, no yobs. No yobs. He was at the Royal Rumble in San Antonio when he did a La Plancha over the top rope and didn't realize he had eliminated himself. So he's never been really eliminated. It just kind of happened. Bad luck. You guys, you famous mask guys are very similar.
Here's my question then. What's next? Should I start, you and Ron do a lot of these conventions. Should I start getting a table right next to you?
I would think so. Yeah. You want to, you're going to get your action figure made. I know Matt Cardona's probably already been calling you trying to get you an action figure made. So you're going to get your action figure made. And then you're going to become, there's a void out there. You're going to become the indie god.
I mean, he stepped down. So the position is open.
He's
moved on to the Fed. We also, I think people getting their picture taken with the microwave on is going to be a hit too.
I think it's going to be huge.
I don't know. Right now I put it to use in my kitchen right now. I'm using it. By the way, you thought you know a lot of guys have 2 TVs in their man cave. I got 2 microwaves now, just so I could just boom, popping out the hot pockets left and right. All I need, boom, boom, more pizza rolls, boom, 2 microwaves, double dipping. So it's a good deal. I like
You eat a lot
this.
of Hot Pockets?
I mean, when you accuse me like that, it sounds negative.
You're
Is that
sounding like
accusatory?
Conrad now. It's something about that chair there. Something about that part of the screen. Conrad felt that way too. I don't. Yeah.
I think it's your tone. It's more your tone and your face. All right. We got, by the way.
What's your favorite Hot Pocket? What is a
Oh.
Hot Pocket?
What do you mean, what is a Hot Pocket?
I don't eat I don't even know what the hell it is.
You've had a Hot Pocket.
I have?
It looks like a remote control, but it's got meat and cheese in it.
Is it good?
Good is the correct phrase. I mean, I've housed about 20 of them this month, and we're only halfway through the month, but it's just quick and easy, especially when you got two microwaves.
Dave Silva's heckling us. Like,
yeah. Well, he's got pictures of you in your pixelated Hot Pocket. That's what we see. There's your Hot Pocket. All right. So here's the deal, John. I need to get bookings now.
They're coming to you.
Okay, but I need advice on what to ask them. A hot dog and a handshake, which I'm fine with. You're calling me. I think I should get 2 hot dogs.
I would think so, yeah. And I'd go for like coach travel, like upgrade to coach.
I think they're going to have to rent me a car because I can't fly with the microwave.
Ooh, excellent point. And you might be like Yoko. You might have problems with the coach chair.
Yeah, okay. See, you just had to get a shot in.
Yoko's a legend.
But
his legendary status. I didn't mean his size. I mean his legendary status. You're legendary like Yoko. Like I say, you're legendary like Mil Mascaras.
Didn't he
Mil picked me up one time. My truck broke down and going in I think Nuevo Laredo or somewhere. Mil picked me up.
That was the story. I don't know if we got time. If you could tell again, I don't know if we got time for the
No. He didn't have his mask on. It was kind of cool. For a few wrestlers have seen him without his mask. But he dropped me off because I was a Rudos and he was a Technico. So he dropped me off. We were wrestling that night against each other. He dropped me off about a block from the show, so I had to walk in and then go through the Rudos door to go to the locker room.
Oh.
Then we wrestled in like a boxing ring that had a hay underneath the tarp. And it's like by the end of the night, you see where the guys were running. You could see pocket did to figure out where the hay was to bump, because otherwise you bump just on boards. And the fans were behind chicken wire.
Oh, this is a good idea. What if I get the ladies to take care of me and they provide the microwave at every city?
I think the technical term is Rizat.
Yeah. I wanted you to. I'm not in the business yet. I can't call them that.
You are in the business.
Well, I should say this. I haven't enjoyed the company of a Rizat yet. By the way, Rizats, slide up in the DMs. I'm all for it. Okay. This is what I need. The spoils of being in the industry. This is the plea to all the Rizats. Hit me up.
Slide in Big Man Tater's DMs.
There is no man greater than the man they call Tater.
You damn right.
Follow me online at the Casio Kid.
And slide on in, Tater.
Slide on in, buddy. I'll eat you like a plate of au gratin.
So if Rizats had calories, you'd be like 4,000 pounds.
I'd even be bigger than the 299 pounds of heavenly joy that I am right now.
You're under 3 bills.
Should I? Well, not really. I think it just sounds better. Should I go 300?
No. 299 sounds good. 299.
300 sounds fat, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's way too big.
299 feels like it's all muscle.
299 and a quarter.
Yeah, depending on if I've had a hot pocket that day.
That's right.
Pure russet power, hailing from I can't do the Rocky Mountains. The Idaho Mountains. Are there mountains in Boise, Idaho? Are they the Rocky Mountains too?
Well, there's caverns there, like Twins Fall, Idaho. I mean, there's caverns because that's where Knievel jumped Snake River.
Okay. All right. I'm not jumping anything. I can't jump. I can't jump.
Well, he had a rocket.
I need a rocket. I felt like I needed a rocket to get in that ring the other night. By the way, I tossed tater tots out. We were getting the crowd over, by the way. I mean,
Crowd loved you. The crowd loved you.
Thank you to Southern Honor Wrestler for wrestling for believing and trusting Big Man Tater. And you made the save, but technically I headlined the thing, didn't I?
You did. You were the main event. There's
I was
no
the
doubt
last
about
entrant.
it.
You were not official entrant.
No, and you're the one that everybody's talking about from the show.
I mean, Carly Bravo won it, but nobody else remembers anything past me and Carly Bravo.
Nope. Nothing.
That's it.
They remember Big Man Tater. They
All right,
remember
so
it's time. It's time.
hit the Mastodon up if you'd like him to come to your indie promotion.
And if you're a Rizat, slide into him.
Both of these at the same place at the Casio Kid. We've got so many ideas now. We're going to grow this thing.
This is going to be huge.
When do I get my Ribera jacket? I think that'll be my first honor, you know?
I think you're probably going to headline the Tokyo Dome probably in January. So
Yes.
probably then.
There we go. That's what we need. By the way, thank you. We got to give a shout out. Nyla Rose, AEW, she put me over, said I was her new favorite wrestler. So thanks to that.
Bam!
And, it took off after that. I heard
Hurricane put you over.
Hurricane did put me over. I know there's some people that put me over behind the scenes. I don't want to call them out. I don't know if they want me to call them out. You've seen some of the text message exchanges. So thank you. We're only going up from here, my friends. You know why?
Why?
It's tater time. Hit me up. Get mashed.